before dropping their most recent 3 games. And while it's disappointing to go into a bit of a slump, the Lightning have played some good hockey during that time. Sometimes you lose when you play well, and that's what's happened. That being said, tonight's game is a big one against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Who comes out on top? We'll find out next. It's the Lightning and Leafs, and it's happening right here on Lightning Radio.
Kucherov dances to the slot. Score! What a goal from Nikita Kucherov! Brilliance from Kucherov! Shoots! Score! McDonough! Short-handed goal! Here's a steel blade across the blue line, left circle. Cutting it front, shoot, save made. Rebound, Yoska!
What a
save made by Vasilevsky, 2 in a row.
Wow.
The Lightning are ready to take the ice. Now, with the Lightning Audio Network pregame report, here's Greg Linnelli.
And good evening, everyone. Glad you're with us as we get you set for Lightning and Maple Leafs. Greg Linnelli with you. This should be a good one. Lightning facing their Atlantic Division foe for the first time this season. Tampa Bay is 47, 55, and 13 all-time against Toronto. And that includes a record of 23, 28, and 7 on the road. So the Lightning will be looking to get back on the winning track. And as you heard me say in the open, the Lightning have played some pretty good hockey, even in a loss. Look, at an 82-game season, that's going to happen. I think the thing that's most frustrating for Tampa Bay is those 3 games recently they've lost, they did not munch any points. And that is a rarity in today's parity-driven league. You would think the Lightning would be able to get a couple of points out of a potential 6, but it didn't happen, which is why tonight's game adds a little more intrigue, and we'll see if the Lightning can get things going. They are going to be getting Nikita Kucherov and Braden Point back in the lineup. That is a good thing. You know, you talk about offense and star players, even though Braden Point has struggled a bit this year, this is a guy who can score 40 goals a year or more, and somebody who can change the complexion of a game just like that. He's been out since November 22nd, and you've got to think he'll be ready to go. But the Lightning, you know, dealing with some injuries, and that's part of the game. Dominic James will be out, and, you know, he's been a guy at times, has been dynamic. Andrei Vasilevsky, if you're just joining us, was put on injured reserve. He last played on Tuesday in New York, and that means Jonas Johansson will be getting the opportunity again to play tonight. He's been good. He hasn't been the problem for sure. The Lightning have just had some inconsistencies at times, and that has cost them. But John Cooper has talked about this before on trusting the process.
We have to. That's the only way. Like, I mean, we're all playing these teams, and the unfortunate part is what only counts is on the scoreboard. And so it's just the way it's going. And sometimes you're beating teams and you don't deserve to. And those always feel good because you're getting the points. And these ones sting because you're playing pretty sound hockey and you're not getting rewarded for it. And so, you know, our job is to make sure that they don't change the way they play, that we just keep plugging along and keep doing the right things, and eventually you'll get rewarded, just as we'd been rewarded for 15 games before this.
Trust the process, and you hear that so often, and I think you have to when a season's that long. There are the ebbs and flows of the season, but if you put in the work, if you stay disciplined for the most part, you're going to come out in a better spot than you're not. And I think the Lightning understand that. But easier said than done, for sure, when you're going through these games and you're struggling, especially when it comes to scoring, which we know the Lightning can do against the Islanders, especially the last couple of games. It's been tough, but Anthony Cirelli expects more from his offense.
You know, trying to get pucks there, trying to make plays. Obviously, missing Kuch never really, we replace a guy like that, but, everyone's just got to step up a little bit more. And, like I said, did some good things, but it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, and one of the things against Sorokin, maybe getting the puck up higher, elevating that shot. Again, easier said than done. The Islanders know how to D up, and they certainly did that a couple of nights ago, but the Lightning feel like they have enough firepower to be able to overcome even really good defenses. We'll see if it plays out again tonight. Look, Toronto has their own problems, and they're a team who needs to put together some wins because, at times they haven't looked like a playoff team. Some would say they haven't looked like a playoff team all year. Again, still somewhat early, but you get the sense there's going to be some urgency tonight for both teams in this game. But I talked about the injuries and guys still banged up for this team. Again, although they are getting a couple back, John Cooper was asked about the injuries to his team.
Like, you take away the little bit of a disastrous start. We won one of our first 7. I've really liked our game. I've liked the way we've played. And like you said, listen, every team gets injuries. And I don't remember, though, for us personally, even through our cup runs and all that, not since 2017 have we been, has this happened to us. And so there's a lot of, there's a lot of money sitting in the stands.
That's true. And a lot of people have made the observation that it feels like a lot of teams are battling significant injuries. That may be true. It may be a coincidence. Who knows? But this is where that depth keeps your head above water. And the Lightning certainly have had to go to that depth more times than not this year. And they've done well. It's allowed them to be in the position they're in right now in the Atlantic Division. So you have to keep that all in perspective. And again, you're getting a couple of your big guns back tonight offensively. That should help this team. And again, the goaltending has been good. Keep in mind, Vasilevsky, we know how good he's been. Jonas Johansson has been fantastic when called upon as well. And Victor Hedman, who came back last game, knows that both goaltenders give them tons of confidence.
No, we got JJ has been lights out too. So we look at last game, he made some unbelievable saves, and then that was 2 great goaltenders going on in that game. So we got full belief in him and what he's done, not just this year but years past too. So we're super fortunate to have a player like that backing up Vassy. So he's a big key that we were winning a lot of hockey games lately.
So Victor Hedman understands that the goaltending has been good, and he wants his team to be just as good in front of those guys so they're not standing on their head every single game. You can join the fellow Bolts fans and dogs at our watch party presented by High Lie IPA at 2 Shepherd's Tap Room in Tampa this Saturday starting at 2 p.m. The Lightning are at the Islanders at 3:30. Register your dog at tampabaylightning.com/watchparties. And for every point that Nick Paul records this season, he's going to donate $150 to the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay. As the presenting partner of Points by Paul, Slide Insurance is generously matching these donations. That's $300 to support mental health in Tampa Bay for every point Nick scores. Good cause. Good stuff all the way around. All right, when we return, we're going to talk to our panel, Eric Erlinson, Bobby the Chief Taylor, Ben Pierce. We'll get their thoughts on where the Lightning's game is right now, some players coming back, some players who are out, how that's going to impact tonight's game, and so much more. It's the Lightning and Leafs coming up in about 25 minutes on Lightning Radio.
The official retail bank of the Tampa Bay Lightning, we've always taken a boring approach to handling your money. Not only is it smart, it's reliable. And why would we ever want to be unreliable with anyone's money? Some of those customers could be big, tough hockey players who'd gladly give up their teeth for a win. Oh, that's going to hurt. But really, we just think boring is the smartest way to help ensure your money's there for exciting things in life. Like intentionally placing your body in front of a frozen rubber puck traveling at 100 miles per hour. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Does your business need food service or housekeeping supplies? The MVPs at Imperial Dade distribute over 60,000 items, including cleaning chemicals and janitorial supplies, food service packaging, paper products, floor maintenance equipment, and more. The experts at Imperial Dade can recommend environmentally preferable options and help with labor reduction strategies. Imperial Dade has been serving businesses in Florida for over 80 years and has locations throughout the Sunshine State. Imperial Dade is a proud supporter of the University of South Florida and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Visit imperialdade.com to learn more.
The Lightning Foundation hosts a Bolts silent auction at every home game. Bid on unique signed items, game-used gear, and so much more. Visit bolts.givesmart.com to place your bids. Auction closes at the end of the second intermission.
My son was 20 years old when he was prescribed opioids. It took him 5 days to get addicted. I'm not supposed to be the one to go get his suit that I'm going to bury him in. My son overdosed at the age of 22 years old.
If you're struggling with prescription opioids, there is hope. Recovery is possible. Contact Central Florida Behavioral Health Network at cfbhn.org. Central Florida Behavioral Health Network is a managing entity contracted with the Department of Children and Families.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
The extra value meal is on at McDonald's. Get a sausage McMuffin with egg, hash browns, and a small hot coffee for just $5. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
While the Who's of Whoville were laughing and eating, the Grinch from his lair sought to wreak havoc on their season. He thought, how do I ruin their holiday meals? A plan sprang to mind, which he enacted with zeal. Dill pickle seasoning on fries will make for a green surprise. And I know they'll be shocked with these loathsome odd socks. So if you want to experience the Grinch's mischievous meal, head to McDonald's and show him how you really feel. The new Grinch meal, now at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's while supplies last. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi folks, Phil Esposito here, Hockey Hall of Famer. Well, who knew that I was going to go a little bit deaf? I lost my hearing a little bit. People kept telling me, what's wrong with you? You can't hear. So guess what? They were right. I went to Audibel. Audibel took care of me. It was incredible. Audibel, they are terrific. And by the way, Audibel's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Book your free hearing test now at floridahearing.com. Hear better, live better.
This is Lightning Radio.
Hopefully this was it, but guys have been playing really good. I don't know what my minutes were, but it's good to get into it again and focus on the 5-on-5 play and get the timing in and all that. So it was a good first step.
Victor Hedman returned a couple of days ago to the lineup. Good to see him back. I thought looked pretty good for sure. I think the Lightning looked okay in that game. The Islanders were just pretty good defensively and did enough scoring-wise to get by the Lightning. We're going to talk about a couple of players returning to the lineup, some still out, as we get you set for Lightning and Leafs. It is the Lightning Radio pregame show. Greg Linnelli with you. Let's bring in our panel. Ben Pierce, Bobby the Chief Taylor, Eric Rollinson with us right now. It's interesting, as I said in the open, what a difference a week makes. 7-game win streak, 3-game losing streak. And what I took from the 3-game losing streak so far is that, look, you're going to have some of these games throughout an 82-game season. It's just I didn't expect the Lightning, who played pretty well during this 3-game losing streak, not to have any points.
Yeah.
I think that's shocking to me. That's how the game goes, I guess. But I think they are playing some pretty good hockey.
They are, and that's the thing that, like John Cooper referenced there, you have to make sure that, you're not getting rewarded in these past 3 games for the way you've played, but you've put yourself in position to win all 3 of those games, and that's what you asked for, right? Did you have a chance in the game? And, the Pittsburgh game, couple of mistakes, gave up a couple of power play goals. We haven't seen the PK get beat, like the Penguins beat them in that game really all season. In the Islanders game, they had chances. Even in the Pittsburgh game, that first period, they could have had 4 or 5 goals. And Tristan Jarry was the difference. Sorokin was certainly really good in the 2 matchups this week against the Islanders, the one up there and the one here on Saturday. And that's what you have to do. You have to kind of just keep making sure that the way you're playing doesn't change, because we know with the chances that some of these guys have had in the past 3 games, they're not going to be kept off the score sheet for too long if those chances continue to come. They will find ways to score goals. And, the thing is, the season can be a roller coaster ride, right? And you have to make sure you don't get caught up too in the highs and the lows. It's like going on to Secret, right? It's a slow climb to the top. It can be a quick drop to the bottom. You got to make sure that you're staying steady and enjoy the ride and making sure you're doing what you need to do to kind of make it more of a plateau.
Chief, what do you do when you're playing pretty well but you're coming up empty? John Cooper said you got to trust the process. What does that mean?
Those buzzwords are incredible to me.
Do they use that up north?
Yeah, the process is, I guess, you just got to stick within your game plan. You know what I mean? It's one of the things that I've been kind of going over in my head about this game, the last 3 games, is that it was not a defensive breakdown for me. It was an offensive breakdown. I mean, he had so many opportunities to score and never did. The shooting. I mean, when you're holding teams for 40 minutes, like 19 shots, then 12, then 16, and the third period has been the biggest bugaboo for them as far as losing the game because they hadn't scored in the first part. So I thought, that's the one thing I find very, very strongly is that their defensive end of the game has not really dropped off that much since even with the 7-game winning streak. The offense just didn't bail them out at the time. And if you can keep that strong defensive end going on it, that offense is going to start clicking again. There's no question about it. They're just too good for it not. And, now you're getting Cooch back and Point back. It'll start clicking a little bit more. Probably the power play more. But I just thought that defensively they played pretty well. There was one bad third period. I mean, Pitt got 30 shots in the third period. And the Lightning still outshot them. So, or 30 shots in the game. They had 11 in the third period. So, they haven't given up many shots, and I think they just have given up some really high danger chances. That's the only thing that's hurt them because they never counteracted with their own.
They say, Ben, defense wins championships. That's what this team's preaching.
Yeah, and it kind of all ties into what E was talking about as well, right? Like the defense has been so good. You look at these last couple of losses, maybe against Pittsburgh, you could say there were a couple you want back, and we saw some lineup changes as a result of that, just for a period or two there. But the defense has been really good, and this team has really locked it down, and that's going to win games. And if this team plays that way consistently, they're going to be just fine. And I think that's been the message to this group is I know it stinks that we're not winning games right now, but if we keep playing the way we are, eventually they're going to start stacking up again. So just keep doing what we're doing, keep focusing on defense, and wins really start coming together when you focus on that. And again, you hate to keep going back to the injuries, but when you look at what they've accomplished with guys like Hedman, Chernak, and McDonough out, it really is just so impressive, and guys are stepping up. So it looks like tonight we're going to see Moser and Radish stay together as a pairing, and Hedman's going to play with Crozier. We'll see what that means for the power plays. I believe Mish this morning said Hedman was getting some power play time. Maybe Hedman's return and Point's return gets that power play going, and that would certainly help things offensively too.
Before we get back into the game, there's a trade that was made, minor league trade. The Lightning acquired defenseman Ethan Sampson from the Flyers in exchange for defenseman Roman Schmidt. Sampson is 22. He skated in 10 games in the Flyers AHL affiliate, the Phantoms. 4 assists, 4 penalty minutes, 6'3", 205. He's appeared in 142 AHL games, registering 15 goals and 40 points. And he was a 6th-round pick back in 2021. What do you make of that? It's a minor trade, but we heard a lot about Roman Schmidt in the preseason.
Yeah, especially this preseason, right? I mean, Joel Bouchard at rookie camp, was talking about Schmidt, and he was the most improved player last year. For Syracuse. And had a hard time kind of getting the lineup in the early stages of the season, and then found his way and became a regular by the end of the regular season. Certainly his presence in that game against the Panthers to end the preseason was certainly noticeable in what he was brought up for. And, a little disappointed in his development, right? Like he was a 2nd-round draft pick. He has size. He's a good skater. Both his parents were figure skaters growing up, so he's got the blood work or the bloodline there for that in him. But look, I don't know much about Ethan Sampson other than what you just read in the press release that I'm reading, but it sounds like they needed some offense from their back end there in Syracuse, and maybe that's kind of what this trade involves here a little bit, is kind of maybe getting a different look on the back end for Syracuse, who got off to a great start, but the Lightning keep having to raid the roster at Syracuse. A lot of those guys have been up here, so it's been a little bit of an up and down for Syracuse to start the season.
Schmidt's what, 6'6"?
6'6", yeah.
He plays a rugged game, and I know Philadelphia's trying to get more of that into their game, to start pushing them up towards the top. Lightning want to get rid of ruggedness for more offensive drive. That's the way I look at it.
Well, regardless, I mean, we talk about depth within the organization. The Lightning have certainly had that. They're getting two big guns back tonight, Ben, and we'll go around the room for this as well. But they're in a position because they've been able to go down to Syracuse and bring some guys up, and they've performed well. And look, even those guys have been hurt at times, so it's been a constant cycle, it seems like, of guys in and out of the lineup. But the standard has been the standard, and I think John Cooper has to be happy about that.
Yeah, and for much of last year, we saw Gensel, Point, and Kucherov pretty much glued together on that top line for this Lightning team. And I think what Hagel, Cirelli, and Kucherov over this last 10 to 15 game stretch has brought for this Lightning team, I think has really elevated this group. And getting Kucherov back helps a ton for that. But I think if you can get Braden Point going to the standard that the Lightning have come to expect over the last 10 seasons, Gensel, Point, Paul could be a pretty unbelievable follow-up second line. I mean, we talk all the time in the booth about that's a first line on a lot of NHL teams. And if you can get Point and Cooch both firing on all cylinders and then have them doing it on separate lines, that could be a really, really dangerous combination. And hopefully tonight is just the start of that as both of those guys start to come back healthy and just really get going again back to full speed.
Well, I'm curious to see how Victor Hedman handles tonight, right? Because he comes back after missing 12 games the other night, and I think he finished just over 16 minutes of ice time, but it was noticeable he wasn't on either of the power plays. And then at the end of the game when they needed a goal, he was not one of the guys out on the ice. We're not used to seeing that. So obviously they're easing him sort of back into things and everything, but we'll see what kind of a role he takes on tonight coming back in his second game from injury to see if he kind of gets back to what we're used to seeing from Victor in the type of roles that he's asked to do, or do they continue with guys like Radish and Destu who were running the power play, and they were the two defensemen out on the ice towards the end of the game. So we'll keep an eye on what kind of ice time Victor Hedman has tonight.
And we know this Leafs team, even without Marner Chief, can be dangerous. They've got some weapons for sure, and so this is a game where you've got to be pretty disciplined back there, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the one thing about the injuries, though, I think we found a really good defense pairing back there, with Moser and Radish. They really rose to the top of the heap, I thought, when all those injuries there came, and they got the ice time and they produced very, very well for us. So that's a real big positive that came out of all those injuries for me. Is your number one pairing is a very different look now. Now you got Hedman back in this. Will probably play in the second line when he gets more acclimated back into the game. But he'll be the second group out there. He along with Crozier. So I just think that they've done what happened back with all those injuries. I think they just found a top pairing that really, really worked for them as far as the offensive end of the game is.
I mean, what more can you say about Radish? We've seemed like we've been talking about him all the time, but it is true. He has elevated his play. The interesting thing, I think, for a lot of people, and I think even national pundits take that for what it is it long term, or is this just the spike because they've been dealing with some injuries? He's playing a lot, and he's a product of the ice time he's getting. That being said, you could say, you could say that for a lot of people. The more you play, the better you are.
Yeah, for sure. And some guys, too, there's a threshold, right? I mean, Rick Bowness used to talk about this all the time. There's a threshold of ice time that guys can handle. Anything you go over that threshold, their effectiveness starts to drop, right? I don't think that's happened with Darren. I think he's continued to elevate the way he plays. I mean, he made a couple of great defensive plays in the game against the Islanders the other night, and including saving a goal at one point. It's great to see because we keep sort of banging the same drum here, but a guy that might have been on the outskirts looking in at the beginning of the season has now elevated himself because of the opportunities, and that's what you want to see players do no matter what the situation is, right? If you find yourself maybe down on the depth chart and windows of opportunity open up, you want to see them seize those, right? That's what you want to see. That's what coaches want to see is, can you become a better player when an opportunity opens itself up? And I think Darren Radish has certainly done that. The points are there. Certainly those are what stand out, but it's his all-around game that I think has continued to allow him to be somebody that is now playing 22, 25, sometimes 27 minutes a night, which I don't think anybody would have thought would have been possible. Or if you just said by December, if Darren Radish is playing 27 minutes a night, something's gone terribly wrong.
His defensive end has worked out for him, and that's one of the reasons why he gets to play the most those minutes. That was the one thing that took him out of the lineup earlier was, is behind the blue line. Not doing as well as expected, and when with this injury and with him getting these minutes along with Mosier, his defensive play has almost as matched his offensive play. I mean, he surprised me about his defensive play in those games when all those guys were out. And now you got a coaching staff that it's up to them now to make sure that he can stay at that same level. And as he pointed out, maybe it's because of the ice time that he's getting that he's completing it at that level.
It's a good point. And I think the one area, understatement of the year so far, Ben, is Lighting want to get that power play going. And, points returning, Cooch is returning. Bjorkstrand, they've tried to find some ways to get him going at times. It looks like he's maybe starting to come out of it by shooting the puck a little bit more. He's been a bit unlucky. That's the one area you want to see the Lightning get going a bit more because that can win games. And we know, just ask Nikita Kucherov how important that can be in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. That was Cooch's big takeaway at the end of last year was our power play let us down when we needed it the most. And you look at what Dave Mishkin took away from this morning with the power play units. We saw Darren Radish continuing to run that top power play unit. Point went right back to his job on that top power play. Heddy was running the second power play. We did not see Heddy on that power play last game in his return. I think it's interesting to see that Darren Radish has really kind of taken that top power play spot, and he's doing it because he's not just shooting the puck, but of late those shots are hitting the net. And I think that's the crucial thing is you can have a really hard shot, but it's not going to do your team any good if you're missing the net. And I think that's kind of been the big difference for this power play of late is those shots are getting to the net. And I think that has to be the focus for this group is, yes, it's great to pass the puck around and maybe have the setup you want, but you have to make sure that those pucks are getting toward the net and that they're hitting the net. And I think that particularly that top unit's done a good job of that. And I don't know if it's because guys were out and they were oversimplifying things and it went to their benefit, but I think that's something that perhaps they can stick to now that everybody's starting to come back.
Agreed. And I don't know if there's a quick fix there, to the power play. And who knows what it's going to take. You love some of the shooter mentality a guy like Radish can bring, but we also know that at times you can easily defer to a guy like Kucherov because the power play goes through him. What do you make of where you see this power play headed and what things they've tried and hasn't worked and what things they haven't tried yet that potentially could?
Yeah.
If you knew the answer to that, you'd be a coach making millions of dollars.
If there was a quick fix, it'd be fixed by now. There's no doubt about it. We saw it the other night. Obviously, Kucherov missed the game on Saturday, but when we saw the power play the game before against Pittsburgh, they put Bjorkstrand in the bumper, right? So, that's something I think that they're going to give a look to, and I think even with Braden Point back, Braden Point played over on that left circle for a good portion of last year, or certainly in stretches last year. And look, he's not a one-timer, just like Oliver Bjorkstrand is not a one-timer, but he can get low and he can find angles to get his shot off as well. We know how good Braden Point is in the bumper position, but he showed last year he could kind of handle some of those duties over on the left circle. I think he finished, second behind Jake Gensel in power play goals last season. So we can do it. So you put Bjorkstrand in a place where maybe he can find his comfort zone because you need to get that guy, some goals. You only got 2 on the year. They both come on the power play, but you need more production out of a guy like Oliver Bjorkstrand, and I think putting him in that spot, we'll see if that's what it looks like tonight. There are trying different things. There's no doubt about it. But, as me and Chief discuss all the time, all of it starts with the faceoff. If you don't win that opening faceoff to start the power play, you're chasing the power play the rest of the 2 minutes for the most part. They have struggled at times with zone entries and trying to get back in once they lose the draw. But I think we've noticed those times that they do win that opening faceoff to start the power play. They do tend to get some good looks, and it starts to feel good, and maybe you can build some momentum that way. We can talk about personnel moving guys around, and that certainly factors into it. But at the end of the day, if you're going to continue to lose the opening face-off of a power play, you're going to put yourself behind the 8 ball every single time.
You don't want to see that happen, no doubt about it. And you can say it's cost them games, and you can also say that the best is yet to come when you start talking about the power play. And Chief, we've talked about it before. Getting the puck on nets is also a big priority when it comes to the power play.
Yeah. I think now with Point coming back in, that's going to help our entries anyway. That's the one thing that we've struggled a couple of times since his absence of getting that puck inside the zone after we've lost that power play, or after that face-off, rather. But, you got to shoot the puck more often. I mean, when you're getting 2 shots, 3 shots on 5 power plays, you've got to get at least 1 or 2 shots on every single power play you get. And, they're just moving it around. The defensive forward just wants you to move around the puck, moving around the perimeter. They just love that because they just can stand in that 4-man box and the power play kills itself. And the Lightning's really got to start taking that shot for everybody anyway, not just the guy on the off wing, but like before Cooch went out, look at how many shots he had towards the net. That's the thing, because now you're going to make guys have to come to you, and that opens it up more. Before it was just we were just making sure that the shots were coming from that left wing side, and guys just cheated towards that. Didn't really worry about anything coming from the right side.
Boys, appreciate it. We will talk to you during our first intermission report. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there they go. Eric Erlinson, Bobby the Chief Taylor, Ben Pierce with us right there. For every home goal the Lightning score this season, Mosaic is donating $1,000 to the Goals for Food program. For every home hat trick, it's another $1,500, plus any overtime game means another $5,000 to help Greater Tampa Bay Food Banks. Thank you, Mosaic, for helping in the fight against hunger. Jared Johnston has a great feature when we return. We'll listen to that on Lightning Radio.
Catch your favorite Lightning players each week on the Block Party Podcast, presented by High Ally IPA. Each Wednesday, Greg Wolf and Braden Coburn chat with Lightning players and staff to take you beyond the ice. The Block Party Podcast, presented by High Ally. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Benchmark International is a global mergers and acquisition firm dedicated to delivering creative, value-maximizing solutions for business owners seeking to grow or exit their companies. Recognized as the #1 sell-side privately owned M&A advisor in the world by PitchBook and Refinitiv, Benchmark International was named Investment Banking Firm of the Year by both the M&A Advisor and the Global M&A Network. We're known for our award-winning process and world-class service. Benchmark International. When selling your company, go with the right team.
Doja Cat, Ma Vie World Tour. I said what I said. I don't care. Live in Tampa. Doja Cat. Performing at Benchmark International Arena, Friday, November 13th, 2026. Get tickets now at dojacat.com.
The biggest NHL street hockey event in history is taking over Florida. Join us on December 21st at Amerant Bank Arena for the NHL Street Championships presented by Geico. Hundreds of players, one massive goal: to set a new Guinness World Record for the largest one-day street hockey championship. And the best part, all proceeds benefit Hockey Fights Cancer. So grab your friends, build your team, and be part of hockey history. Register now at nhlstreet.com/championships.
Hey Lightning fans, don't let cold and flu symptoms keep you on the bench. Power through your day with Mucinex Kickstart. Fast, all-in-one, and done relief with a jolt of instant cooling sensation. That's a game-winning play. Relief with a kick. Mucinex Kickstart. Go Bolts. Use as directed.
This is Lightning Radio.
Glad you're with us. Greg Linnelli with you. We're getting you set for Lightning and Leafs. That's coming up in about 10 minutes or so. Well, don't forget, just a few days ago, Lightning players teamed up with the community to make Christmas shopping a dream come true. And our broadcast assistant, Jared Johnston, details the afternoon.
Merry Christmas, guys. See you later. Thank you.
For the third straight year, the Lightning and Metropolitan Ministries teamed up to give over 24 kids in need the experience of a lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, Craig knew what he wanted right away, so we got to the cologne, and then we wanted the TV. The TV worked out nice for him, so he's pumped.
Yeah, like, he's a great guy. I didn't even know. Like, I thought I was going to be a little nervous, but, you know, he brought out the good side in me, and, yeah, man, I got a lot of cologne. I got some good hygiene stuff, you know. People want to smell good. I smell great.
I don't know. I think that TV's going to take the cake.
This right here?
Yeah, it's got to be a TV.
But we got a lot of stuff. We got me some books, man.
Yeah, you got a couple of books, got a basketball.
Yeah, I brought the TV for him. I'm gonna watch him play, man. Yeah, man.
That's 13-year-old Craig Thompson from Greco Middle School, who stocked up on Christmas gifts with Lightning forward Dominic James. The Lightning Foundation teamed up with 24 Lightning players along with alumni to push carts and make a Christmas wish list a reality. For some, such as Kelvin Lopez, Christmas shopping was a new experience.
I'm very grateful for the time they took from their day, from their life, to be with me here and with my sister too. And Santa came early this year, yeah. I'm very grateful. Like, it was one of the first years that's gonna be stuck with me for the entire of my life.
Each player and their fellow shopper were given a $350 gift card to load up. By the end of the afternoon, the Christmas spirit was in the air.
I see the smile on your face, Mom, where should we bring all the stuff?
For the Lightning Audio Network, I'm Jared Johnston.
It's always great to hear this time of the season, and the Lightning doing their part to help, and we appreciate that. Thank you, Jared. Great stuff, as always. Get the latest news and notes on the Bolts every morning with the Daily Strike podcast in less than 5 minutes. You get Dave Michigan highlights, thoughts from the players and coaching staff, minor league updates, this date in Lightning history. New episodes drop every morning in your favorite podcast app. Make sure you subscribe today. All right, when we return, we'll talk to Mish. We'll get his thoughts on the game coming up. The Lightning welcoming back Cooch and Pointer. That always helps, no doubt about it. We'll talk about some of the players out of the lineup. Vassie is out. Johansson is in. And what to make of this Toronto team? It's coming up next on Lightning Radio.
Hi, Andrew Duncan of the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. Are you looking to get a bidding war for your high-end luxury home? Go with the Duncan Duo team, the official real estate agents of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Both of our two most recent multi-million-dollar listings got several competing offers in a bidding war. That's how you get top dollar for your luxury home. Go with a billion-dollar producer, expert marketing, and expert negotiations with Tampa's best real estate team, the Duncan Duo at LPT Realty. Visit us at duncanduo.com.
Hey, Lightning fans, don't let cold and flu symptoms keep you on the bench. Power through your day with Mucinex Kickstart. Fast, all-in-one, and done relief with a jolt of instant cooling sensation. That's a game-winning play. Relief with a kick. Mucinex Kickstart. Go Bolts. Use as directed.
Renewal by Anderson of Tampa and Sarasota has an incredible 31-day sale going on right now. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors, plus no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Bonus, free TrueScene screen upgrade for the first 50 customers. Renewal by Anderson, bestwindowsflorida.com. Superior products, exceptional service. License number CGC 1527613.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
The extra value meal is on at McDonald's. Get a sausage McMuffin with egg, hash browns, and a small hot coffee for just $5. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
While the Who's of Whoville were laughing and eating, the Grinch from his lair sought to wreak havoc on their season. He thought, how do I ruin their holiday meals? A plan sprang to mind, which he enacted with zeal. Dill pickle seasoning on fries will make for a green surprise. And I know they'll be shocked with these loathsome odd socks. So if you want to experience the Grinch's mischievous meal, head to McDonald's and show him how you really feel. The new Grinch meal, now at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's while supplies last. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Son.
Everything is better on ice.
Eagles his way in. Provorov cuts it and scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
This season of the Tampa Bay Lightning is presented by Advent Health.
Gets a left circle. Zips it to Kucherov right circle. Center's point. Shoot! Score! Score!
It's time to be the Thunder.
Brandon Point! Wow. Brandon Point! Wow.
Tonight's broadcast of the Tampa Bay Lightning is presented by Spectrum. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And by Advent Health, the official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Hedman hold, shoot, score! Victor Hedman!
We're just moments away from puck drop as we get ready for Lightning to Strike.
Start of a 4-game road trip for the Lightning in a building that's been a little bit of a house of horrors for them the last few years. The Lightning lost all 4 games to the Maple Leafs last year in the regular season series, including 2 here in Toronto. It is Armed Forces Night here at Scotiabank Arena, Canadian Armed Forces Night. So we have a couple of, actually 4 members of the military rappelling from the ceiling. We'll have a puck drop as well. The Lightning without Vasilevsky tonight, without Dominic James tonight. Curtis Douglas scratched. He did get banged up the other night against the Islanders, but Kucherov and Point are back in the lineup for Tampa Bay. Jonas Johansson gets the start in the net. To my left, Lightning move left to right in the first in their road white jerseys with blue numbers. The Leafs have injuries of their own, including both of their top 2 goalies, Stolars and Woll. So Dennis Hildeby will get the start. He's in the net to my right. Toronto goes right to left in the first. Leafs in their home blue jerseys with white numbers. This season of Lightning Hockey is presented by Advent Health, the official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Referees tonight are Graham Skilleter and Francois St. Laurent. The linesmen are Mac McPherson and Kyle Flemington. We will return with the opening face-off, Lightning and Leafs, first of 3 between these teams in their regular season series, coming up next on Lightning Radio.
Is your child interested in being the next hockey superstar?
Shoot, score!
If so, the Lightning have just the program to get them started. Learn to Play, presented by Outback, is the perfect way to start your child's hockey journey. This program is built for kids 5 to 10 years old who haven't played before. Each kid receives a complete set of hockey gear and 8 weeks of on-ice instruction from Lightning alumni and staff at rinks across Tampa Bay. Visit lightninghockeydevelopment.com/learn-to-play to sign up your child today.
Bolts Nation, it's never been easier to watch Lightning hockey live and on demand. Anywhere, anytime. Never miss a second of the action. For less than $1 a game, stream exclusively on the official Tampa Bay Lightning app. Watch all season long. Plus, replay the action, relive the highlights, and watch even more exclusive team content. Just download the official Lightning app.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Since 1889, the Tampa YMCA has been at the heart of our community, dedicated to inspiring health and well-being across Tampa Bay. The Tampa Metropolitan Area YMCA is committed to building healthy, confident, connected, and secure communities, meeting each individual where they are and helping them reach their most fulfilled life. Join us today and be a part of something bigger, the Y, where history meets hope and every day is an opportunity to grow. For more information on how to become involved, visit us at tampaymca.org. The Y, strengthening our community, one life at a time.
With Marathon Rewards, you'll earn on every fill-up, which is amazing news for every kind of driver out there. Whether you're a wait forever to filler-upper, a routine topper-offer, a relentless road tripper, an occasional commuter, or just a regular old point A to beer, everyone can earn rewards and save up to $1 a gallon. And you can join Marathon Rewards online, through the app, and even at the pump, making signing up easy for every kind of signer-upper. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Friday, May 15th. Benchmark International Arena. The lights go down one final time. Tickets are on sale now at JourneyMusic.com. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
The best way to celebrate a Bolts victory is with a Papa John's pizza. The day after the Bolts get the W, you get 50% off pizzas online at papajohns.com. Just go online or on the Papa John's mobile app and use promo code BOLTSW. That's promo code BOLTSW for 50% off regular menu price pizzas online the day after a Bolts victory. Papa John's Pizza, the official pizza partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Offer valid online for pizzas only at participating locations. Not valid with any other offers. Delivery fee and taxes extra and are not subject to discount offer.
Lightning fans, it's time to save big on Bubble Days at Bubble Down Car Wash. Wear your Tampa Bay Lightning gear Monday through Friday and get your car washed for just $5 all season long. Support your favorite team and keep your ride shining with this amazing deal. Clean cars, big savings, and unbelievable service. That's what makes us the bestest car wash in town. Get the cleanest car in town every time you bubble down. Bubble Down Car Wash, a proud partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Doja Cat, Ma Vie World Tour.
I said what I said. I don't care.
Live in Tampa. Doja Cat. Performing at Benchmark International Arena, Friday, November 13th, 2026. Get tickets now at dojacat.com.
This is Lightning Radio.
Lightning north of the border for the first time this year. They'll play two of the teams in Eastern Canada and then head back to the U.S. to play the Devils and Islanders on Thursday and Saturday afternoon tomorrow in Montreal. The Lightning only make one trip to Ottawa, and that's near the end of the regular season. Ottawa is the team the Lightning play 3 times, once on the road, twice at home. And Toronto is the team the Lightning play 3 times, twice on the road and once at home. That is going to change next year when the schedule expands to 84 games. And the Lightning and every team will play 4 games against all of the other teams in the division. Lightning start the Gord line, first ever game against the Maple Leafs for former Maple Leaf Pontus Holmberg. Played 159 games with the Leafs, the team that drafted him. John Tavares, who comes in number 2 in the NHL in faceoff percentage, 61.1% of the draw against Gord. The Leafs are the number 1 faceoff team as a team in the NHL, over 57%. Tavares is their best, but every one of their centermen is well over 50%. Gord and Tavares at center ice, won by the Leafs. Oliver Ekman-Larsson to the red line, flips it in. Johansson leaves it behind the net. Emil Lilleberg. A pass is blocked. And Nylander makes a steal left corner to the left point. Morgan Riley shoots. And that got blocked in front by Destu. Has Gord up ice. Slides it instead to Gergensen to the left wing. Across the blue line to the left circle. Zemgus Girgensons takes it behind the net. He's checked, stays with the right circle. Tried to cycle it for Holmberg, right circle. Holmberg maneuvers at right point to Lilleberg. They'll ram it behind the net. Gord, good stick there. Morgan Riley takes it away. Up the near boards for Easton Cowan. The rookie for the Leafs clears. Holmberg collects. Chips to Gord. Just underway, no score. Lightning are getting a change. Gord drops it to J.J. Moser back in the Lightning end. Moser retreats behind the net. Moser leaves for Kucherov back in the lineup after missing Saturday's game due to injury. He'll glide to the red line. Directed in. Jake McCabe knocks it down. The Lightning were in an offside position, and Hagel got close enough to McCabe that they blew it dead. 19:05 left in a scoreless first. The Leafs have played a lot of home games already this year. This is their 30th game, 18th home game. Lightning are more in an even split. In fact, they'll be exactly even after tomorrow's game in Montreal. 15 home, 15 road. Matthews wins the neutral zone faceoff from Sorelli. Troy Stetcher bounces this in. Here's Darren Radish in the Lightning far corner. Slipping up the middle, did it get out? No. Held in Matthew Nyes. At the center point, left circle to Matthews. That was a turnover the Lightning could have avoided. Matthews will work it behind the Lightning net. Moser picks it up. Up the middle, Sorelli. Oh, a pass almost stolen Matthews, but it slid past his stick, came out of the zone. McCabe had it, lost it. Sorelli. He'll carry it to the offensive zone right circle. He got checked by McCabe, and Matthews turns it out for Nyes and missed a stick. And I think this is going to be an icing. Yes. This is, even without Mitch Marner, this is a very, very good offensive team. I mean, the Leafs come in 5th in the NHL in offense. You cannot turn the puck over against this team. In the neutral zone, you can't turn it over. Coming out of the defensive zone, you can't turn it over. Matthews and Paul to the right of Hildeby. This is a 50-50. Matthews wins it, but Paul wins it back. He'll take it left circle, and then he's checked by Matthews, and Max Domi will clear to the Lightning end. Paul a regroup. Rylan Crozier slips for Point. Across the line, Braden Point. Back after missing 7 straight due to injury. Point checked. Gets it free. Paul, center point, Hedman. A shot goes wide right. Was looking for a tip maybe from Gensel. There's Crozier, right point, right corner Gensel. A centering pass taken away by Nick Waugh. Left wing Nyes. Can he clear it? No. Held in Braden Point at the right point. A pass taken away by Morgan Riley. He'll bust out to center ice. Skate to the red line and send it in. Destu lets it go to Gensel on the left wing. Gensel a pass blocked, but it's grabbed by Point. Braden Point 1-on-2 up the middle of center. Point across the blue line. Veers to the left point. Chips it to the left corner toward Gage Gonsalves. Just off the Lightning bench, he'll lose Riley. At the far boards, Bobby McMahon will scoop it out. Grabbing it is Charles-Edouard Destu. He'll force his way across the Leafs line to the right circle. Destu makes his way right corner. A little backhand shot, save made. The rebound, Bjorkstrand drops the left point to Lilleberg. Lilleberg will rim it behind the net. It comes around to Jack Finley, right circle. Finley trying to keep it alive. He does. Lilleberg holds it in center point. Shoots, blocked in front. Rebound taken by Scott Lawton. He's knocked to the ice by Finley. Puck held in Gonzalez. Right circle. Finley open in front. Takes it behind the net. Centers it in it. It got intercepted by Dakota Joshua. They'll walk it out to center ice. He's closed down by Lilleberg. Forces it for Lawton, who's ready for a change. He'll one-arm it in. Good sequence for the Lightning's fourth line. But it remains 0-0. 3 minutes played as Lilleberg takes over behind the Lightning net. He'll give to Gord. Yanni Gord skating to center ice. Up the middle, Holmberg. Forces it across the blue line to the left circle. Holmberg cuts in front for Girgensons. Shoots, save Hildeby. A miraculous stop. And then we have a scuffle. We got a whistle. Gord and Tavares are tied up. Hildeby didn't know where the puck was. He just had his pad down and it hit the pad. Girgensons shot it right into the pad. Strong power move by Holmberg, and he got it across to Girgensons. Just unlucky. If that puck is a little bit more in the middle of the ice, it slides through Hildeby's legs. But goalies know they put that pad down to the butterfly, and they're closing off a good portion of where the puck might go in if it's along the ice, and that shot was. No penalties stemming from that post-whistle altercation. 16:44 left in a scoreless first. Gord stays out for the face-off against Lawton. Puck now dropped. Now it's a 50-50, and the Leafs come up with it. Dakota Mermis trying to clear, held in Hedman left point. Mermis has it back. Scratched the last 3 games, but he'll deal here to Simon Benoit. Left wing Steven Lorenz dumps it in. Johansson Pumps it around the far boards. It gets stolen by Kelly Yarncroke, who also was scratched the last 4 games. He'll turn it for Lawton. A centering feed, point-blank shot. Lorenz save made Johansson, and he holds on. Steven Lorenz with a pronunciation change when he came to Toronto, but a very effective fourth line or bottom 6 winger. Got loose at the top of the crease. Lawton got on the puck, and Johansson a fine save to keep this game 0-0. 16:24 left in the first. Paul and Tavares on the draw. For each goalie's made a good early save. There's the draw, won by Paul. Moser chops it around the far boards. Tavares, a right circle block. Tavares got through a Nick Paul check. Left corner, Nylander. Left circle, Morgan Riley. A shot blocked in front. Nicely done by Gensel. Here's point to center ice. Left wing, Darren Radish joining the attack. Cross the Toronto line. Radish to the left circle. Jams it behind the net. Riley battling with point. Riley wins it. Left wing to Nylander. It was a good-looking rush, but the Lightning turned over. Nylander, nice lead feed Tavares into the Lightning zone, left circle. He's open. He shoots, and it got blocked by Moser. Moser disrupted that play, and then he'll feed Gensel. Gensel the other way. Jake Gensel turns it back. Moser up the middle of center. Across the blue line, a little left point shot. Easy save made by Hildeby. Gensel follows up left circle. Left circle, Paul shoots wide right of the net, and the rebound carries the puck out of the zone. Williberg traps it down at center ice. Feeds it up the middle of the point. Point across the Toronto line. Kicks it to Gensel in the slot. Shoots, save made Hildeby. He got the rebound, save made. Rebound, Paul! Knocked off the goal line by Troy Stetcher. It was going in. Stetcher saved a goal. Tavares the other way for Nyes at center. Did he touch this? No, he did not. It's going to be an icing. The Lightning had 3 cracks in a row. All 3 guys on the line had a shot, and Paul had the 3rd shot, and it was going in. And Stetcher, a bouncing puck, knocked it out of the blue paint. I mean, for sure, that was bouncing in. So Stetcher, who was claimed off the waiver wire from Edmonton when the Leafs had a rash of injuries, playing regularly and just saved a goal. Tavares wins the D-zone face-off from Cirelli. McCabe around the near boards. Nyes clears. Williberg knocks it down. Reverses for Kucherov. A tough pass for Destu. Almost stolen by Matthews. Destu nudges it, though, for Cirelli, rolls it in. No score in the first. Jake McCabe, nice pass, Nyes. Matthew Nyes to center ice. Nyes up the middle, Matthews. Into the Lightning zone. Matthews checked by Cirelli, gets away. Matthews protects the left circle. Keeps Domi left corner. Domi checked. Cirelli picks it up. Bumps it for Kucherov. On the far boards, back for Cirelli. Brinley Radish to center. Up the middle, Hagel deflects this in on Hildeby. Over 5 minutes played in a scoreless first. Dennis Hildeby punches it around the near boards. Held in Radish. Right point shot. Tipped in front. Kucherov save Hildeby. Here's Hagel right circle. Shooting. Save Hildeby. Rebound Moser left circle. Center point Hagel. Brandon Hager right circle to Kucherov. Fires over the net. Rebound held in. J.J. Moser at the left point. Moser to Hagel left circle. Brandon Hagel bounces it toward the net. Cirelli a chop at the net. Save again Hildeby. This guy's playing lights out. Kind of like Jari did the other night for Pittsburgh. Here's McCabe behind the Toronto net. At the far boards, Matthews nudges it out. Picking it up is Dakota Joshua. He'll tap it in. Lightning unofficially up to 7 shots. Radish a quick counter. Kucherov across the blue line. Feeds it left circle. Gensel in front for point just out of his reach. Kucherov drops it. Right point to Hedman. Left point Crozier. Hurries it by the net for Kucherov. Keeps moving point. Braden point check by Mermis. Grabbing his Wah. Wah chopping at it. Got it out. Right now, the story early in this game is the goaltending of Hildeby. Wah across the blue line, left circle, centering feed blocked by Hedman. Wah has it again, left circle. Left point at Benoit. Simon Benoit. A pass for Lorentz, right circle. Back for Benoit, left point. Tees it up and shoots. Save made Johansson with the glove, and he holds on. 13:32 left in a scoreless first on Lightning Radio.
Welcome to the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. Have a home that failed to sell? Did you maybe hire a friend or someone inexperienced with selling in challenging markets? Then you need to hire the local team that has guaranteed and sold the most homes in Tampa Bay over the last 20 years. The Duncan Duo team specializes in creative approaches to get homes sold that fail to sell elsewhere. With over $3 billion sold, and that's billions with a B. Get the best offers for your home and sold guaranteed at DuncanDuo.com.
Since 1889, the Tampa YMCA has been at the heart of our community, dedicated to inspiring health and well-being across Tampa Bay. Whether it's kids discovering their potential, families strengthening their bonds, or seniors embracing vibrant lives, the Y has been a beacon of support for generations. Join us today and be a part of something bigger. The Y, where history meets hope and every day is an opportunity to grow. Visit us at tampaymca.org. The Y, strengthening our community, one life at a time.
To be a real winner is to make a difference in your community. The Chief here for the Mosaic Company and the Goals for Food program. For the last 12 seasons, Mosaic has donated more than $1.3 million to help local families. Mosaic will once again donate $1,000 for every goal and $1,500 for every hat trick scored by a Lightning player at home. Mosaic will also donate $5,000 for every home game that goes into overtime. So let's cheer on the Bolts as we work together to fight hunger. Learn more about Mosaic's mission to help the world grow the food it needs at mosaicco.com.
This is Lightning Radio.
Well, I've never seen Dennis Hildeby before, and he has had quite the start to this game. The Lightning now up to 8 shots. They added one as they lost track. 8 saves for the goaltender Hildeby, former 4th-round pick of the Leafs. And maybe 2 of the 8 shots have been longer range. The other 6, and maybe 7, right around the net. He's been excellent early. Draw to the right of Johansson. Gergensons will take it against Tavares. 50-50 won by the Lightning. Radish chips it out. Oliver Ekman-Larsson knocks it down for the Leafs. Pass blocked by Gergensons, but he one-timed it forward from beyond the red line, so that's an icing. So the unit's fresh, but it is another D-zone face-off upcoming for Tampa Bay. 13:22 left in a scoreless first. Gergensons and Tavares. They're out of the right of Johansson. This is won by the Leafs. Nylander, left circle, Morgan Riley. Shoot, save made Johansson. No, hold on. This is what the Leafs can do. I mean, they're granted, Gergensons won the previous face-off from Tavares, but they are so good in the circle. When they get the puck in the offensive zone, they can keep it in the offensive zone. Play like that, kind of an innocent shot, but now you got another face-off to the right of Johansson. 3rd straight draw between Tavares and Gergensons. This was won by the Leafs. Riley, left circle. A pass for Nylander. Misses, but Tavares follows up behind the net. Tavares is checked. Yanni Gourde picks it up. Gourde looks to jam it out, and he does. Ekman-Larsson winds it back to his own zone for Morgan Riley. Left side feed, Cowan deflects it in. J.G. Moser first with the puck on the Lightning net. Hands off Gourde. Yanni Gourde bumps to Gergensons at center, maybe a 3-on-2. They'll chip it in. Leafs back defensively. Riley in the far corner wraps it around the near boards. John Tavares. No score in the first. Tavares to center ice and Easton Cowan flips it in. Cowan pursues it to the left corner, gets to it. Right corner Nylander, back for Cowan. Left corner checked by Radish. Radish a steal. Nice feed up the middle. Here's Holmberg to center. Up the middle, it's Gourde. Across the Toronto line. Center point shot. Save made Hildeby. That was a routine stop. Gourde came in for a whistle, and boy, he is being grabbed and yanked by Jake McCabe. McCabe didn't like the snow shower he gave the goalie. 12:28 left in a scoreless first. They'll set the Lightning up for an offensive zone face-off. I mean, he didn't skate into the blue paint. McCabe went, I think, a little above and beyond there, but not enough to warrant a penalty. Lightning send out Cirelli, Hagel, and Kucherov. Draw coming to the right of Dennis Hildeby, native of Sweden. His record this year, 1-2-2, but he's appeared in 8 games, so he's had some relief appearances, but his goals against and save percentage, very impressive, better than his record. D-zone face-off with Matthews from Cirelli. It's cleared by McCabe to center. Hagel brings it back in. Right circle shot blocked. Following up Anthony Cirelli, right circle. Time net Kucherov touches in left circle. There's Stu. Shoots! Oh! Hildeby didn't even see it. It hit his glove. Well, when you're good, you're lucky. When you're lucky, you're good. I mean, Hildeby was frozen right there, and the puck hit his glove, and he reacted like, oh, it's in my glove. I mean, he didn't even pick the puck up until it was on its way to him. He's looking around. If that literally is an inch higher, it's in the net. So this is kind of how it's going right now for the Lightning. A little snake bitten offensively. Nick Waugh and Cirelli to the right of Hildeby. Won by Toronto. Stetcher in the far corner. Couldn't clear. Held in Hagel, center point. Left point Kucherov. A shot blocked that actually hit Cirelli, and McCabe picks it up. Jake McCabe pitches it out. Puck bounces to Bobby McMahon. He's in an offside position, but Lilleberg clears it anyway to Cirelli. Back for Lilleberg. Now Kucherov. Across the Toronto line. Kucherov right circle. Left circle Destu. Destu puts it in front. Hagel shoots. It got blocked, I think, by Stetcher. Hagel keeps it alive toward Kucherov. McCabe a takeaway. Maneuvers to McMahon. Left wing, it's Joshua beating Nick Waugh. He'll dump this in. The Lightning have carried play early, but it's still 0-0. Lilleberg in the Lightning far corner. Left wing, Jake Gensel. Cross ice, Kucherov in the right wing. Cross the blue line. Back for Gensel, left circle. Centers it, it skips through. The puck is going to be gobbled up by Simon Benoit. Feeds to Yarncroke at center. Into the Lightning zone, Kelly Yarncroke right circle. Hammers it behind the net. It's going to ricochet to Lorentz, left circle. Steven Lorentz loses Hedman. Can Hedman clear it? Off the far boards. Nick Paul didn't get out. Held in Lawton. At the right point, works it behind the Lightning net. Crozier bumps it up the far boards for Paul. Paul pivots with it. 3 Leafs are around him behind the net. Crozier now to an open Victor Hedman. It was cross ace. Gensel on the left wing. Cross the line. Jake Gensel left circle. Put it through the low slide. Careens to Hedman right circle. Back of the right circle. Gensel. Jake Gensel touches to Paul. Nick Paul top of the right circle. Paul cycles for Braden Point behind the net. Point got through a Lawton check. Maneuvers to Hedman left corner. Cross ice Gensel right circle. Right point Crozier. Center point Paul. Left circle Hedman. Shoots. Deflected off point, and it drops in front of Hildeby, who covers. Well, I mean, speaking plainly, the Lightning are dominating possession early in this game. Ekman Larsson coming in one of the Lightning players. Either Paul or Gensel, I can't tell which. They're both standing there. After Hildeby covered up. Oh, Gensel gave him a little slash on the skate. That's what he didn't like. We'll get a face-off to the right of Dennis Hildeby. And now Finley shoves at Ekman Larsson as Finley was coming on the ice and Ekman Larsson was going to the bench. We're going to get a penalty here. I can't tell if the referee's pointing at Finley or Ekman Larsson. Finley. That is a completely avoidable penalty. I mean, they're going for a line change. Finley, I think, was probably thinking he was standing up for Gensel, but he just gave the Leafs a power play unnecessarily. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Jack Finley at 9:26. The officials were like, enough is enough. The scrum is over. We're not calling a penalty. Let's get a change. And Finley came over the boards and gave a shove to Ekman Larsson. John Cooper's getting an explanation, but look, I understand why they called the penalty. So the Leafs will go on the man advantage. The Lightning's penalty kill still very good, but it's given up 3 goals now in the last 2 games, and they've been costly goals. They come in 3rd in the NHL, 86.7%. Leafs have had a very tough year in the power play so far, 30th in the NHL, 14.1%. But you open the door here for them to grab the lead in a game in which they've been pretty decisively outplayed, and they always have a good power play against the Lightning. Tavares wins the draw from Cirelli. Nylander center point shoots, blocked by Cirelli, and comes out of the zone. Nylander regroups in his own end. Slides to Morgan Riley, just played his 900th game in the regular season. The Leafs' last game. Back for Nylander up the middle at center. Across the line, that looked offside. They said it was okay. El Tuck Vernayes, left corner, cross ice feed, deflects to Tavares. He had it, he lost it. Where's the puck? Hagel has it come to him. He'll chip it down the near side of the length of the ice. Minute 30 left in the Toronto power play. The Lightning get a change on the penalty kill. Riley winds up. Morgan Riley. Drop past Nylander. William Nylander slowly to center. Feeds Tavares across the blue line right circle. Back for Nylander right circle. Pass by the Lightning net. Blocked by Gergen since Matthews grabs though. Feeds it to the right point. Can Riley hold it in? No. He was more in the middle of the ice. He couldn't hold it in. He'll gather it at center. Up the middle, Matthews. Wheels into the Lightning zone. That's offside. Nylander ahead of the play. So the first 55 seconds of the Toronto power play pretty quiet. 1:05 left in the man advantage. 9:39 remaining in a scoreless first. Shots are 11-4 Lightning. That reflects really the Lightning leaning on Toronto and dictating play. But 0-0. Juan Cirelli from neutral ice. Cirelli tossed. Hagel will take it against Nick Waugh. Now Waugh is thrown out. So Cowan and Hagel on the draw. Hagel wins it. Filling time Lilleberg. Holds. Will feed Hagel. Back for Lilleberg. Lightning need to get this puck out. And he does. Lilleberg clears it to center ice. Cowan drops it to his own zone for Ekman-Larsson. Oliver Ekman-Larsson delivers it to Domi. Max Domi up the middle at center. Into the Lightning zone. Punches it toward Bobby McMahon. Left corner is checked by Lilleberg. Domi follows up. Domi behind the net. Swings to Waugh. Top of the right circle. Nick Waugh. Right corner Domi. Right circle Waugh. A little feed deflects to Cowan. Right point. Center point Ekman-Larsson. Leafs hold it in. 30 in the power play. Takes a shot. Blocked in front. And then it dropped down at the top of the crease, and Johansson sees it and covers. The Leafs got a puck toward the net with traffic at the net, but it hit, I think it hit Waugh, actually. And then Johansson was able to find it before a Leafs player could get a stick on it. 28 seconds left in the Finley minor. No score in the first. Draw coming to the right of Johansson. Gord will take it against Waugh. Won by Yanni Gord. Moser behind the net. Into the far corner, Gergensons. He'll sail it high in the air down the middle of the ice and on Hildeby. Leafs have 20 seconds left in their power play. Ekman-Larsson winds up. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Drop past Domi. Feeds it to center ice, Nick Waugh. Waugh at the red line. Turns it across the blue line. That's onside just barely. Ekman-Larsson. Left circle, Domi. Domi goes cross ice. Cowan right circle. Center point, Ekman-Larsson. Left circle, Domi. Domi holds. Penalty is up. Domi puts it to Waugh. Cross ice feed. Bouncing around. It hit Waugh. Drops in the blue pane. Johansson covers. I think the Leafs might have passed their way out of a potential shot, but still cross ice twice, basically through the blue paint, and then it hit Waugh's skate again, and Johansson was able to cover it. Lightning get through the kill, stays 0-0 in the first on Lightning Radio.
Lightning fans, it's time to save big on Bubble Days at Bubble Down Car Wash. Wear your Tampa Bay Lightning gear Monday through Friday and get your car washed for just $5 all season long. Support your favorite team and keep your ride shining with this amazing deal. Clean cars, big savings, and unbelievable service. That's what makes us the bestest car wash in town. Get the cleanest car in town every time you bubble down. Bubble Down Car Wash, a proud partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Lightning tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Lightning.
Mental health challenges affects too many lives, and too often the silence around them leads to painful outcomes. Hi, I'm Nick Paul, and it's time we break through the stigma and start real conversations about mental wellness. That's why I'm proud to partner once again with Slide Insurance to continue Points by Paul, an initiative supporting the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay. Join my team and be part of this movement by visiting pointsbypaul.com and help us shine a light on those facing mental health struggles. So together, we can build a brighter path forward.
This is Lightning Radio.
Pretty good penalty kill for the Lightning. After the penalty expired, the Leafs had a puck around the net. Waugh swung it kind of from the left post to the right of Johansson. Cross ice to Cowan at the right circle. He took a shot that I think was deflected, so it didn't go on net, but it hit either Lilleberg or Waugh back on that other side. Then Johansson was able to cover it up. Point and Matthews to the right of Johansson. We're back to 5-on-5. Where the Leafs get the ozone face-off. Puck not dropped. Now it is, won by the Leafs. Ekman-Larsson, left circle shot, save made. Johansson with the glove, and he holds on. I mean, the Lightning are losing some of these draws cleanly, so it's just going right back to the defenseman. He's taking a shot. It's happened a couple of times. Point and Matthews again to the right of Johansson. They lock sticks, puck not dropped. Now it is. There's a 50-50 and the Lightning win it. Point got it to Moser, drops it for Radish, he'll clear it. It's alive at center ice. Matthews picks it up. Austin Matthews across the blue line center point. Flicks it behind the Tampa Bay net. Moser emerges with it. A pass block, gets it again. Left wing Gensel. Zips it to Radish at center. Darren Radish, 3-on-2 maybe, across the blue line. Left circle, Point, cutting in front. Shoot, save Hildeby. Point almost ran out of room. He was almost behind the net, but he got the shot off on his forehand to the left side of the ice, so he had an angle to get it on net, but Hildeby basically got in the way and blocked it with his glove and then covered. Lightning are taking pucks to the net, though, in this first period. That's their 12th shot. So I was saying Hildeby's record is 1-2-2, but he's got a goals against of 2.51 and a save percentage of .927. So a little bit unlucky with his record, frankly. Cirelli wins the draw from Waugh. Lilleberg center point, left point Destu. Shoot, save Hildeby. He holds on. What is it with the Lightning seeing these goalies recently? I mean, actually, in some ways, Jari outplayed Sorokin. Sorokin had the 2 wins just because Sorokin didn't see as much action. Lightning have certainly put action on Hildeby. Face-off wins Cirelli. The left point Destu dumps it behind that. It comes around to the near boards. Lilleberg trying to hold this in. Waugh tried to clear Hamlin. Cirelli, right point. Right so go to Lilleberg. Lilleberg checked by Lorentz. At the near boards, Waugh bangs it out. Lawton at center ice for Lorentz. Gets across the blue line, left circle. Hard work, Lorentz. Steven Lorentz in the left circle is checked. Kucherov digs it free, Hagel. Brandon Hagel veering up the middle at center. Across the one, Cirelli, right circle. Back for Hagel, right circle. Brandon Hagel, right circle to Kucherov. Kucherov feeds it to the slot. Lorentz is there to intercept. He'll clear it. 7:17 left in the scoreless first. Charles-Edouard Destu leaves it behind the Lightning net for Crozier. Max Crozier looking things over. Blocks it up the middle. Thanks for Gergensen. He'll accept it across the blue line to the left circle. Lead for Gord, left circle. Cross ice Crozier, right circle. He'll feed it behind the net. Comes to Gergensen's. Right corner Gord. Now for Holmberg. Left circle Hedman. Victor Hedman, left corner. Left circle feed. The shot got taken by Holmberg. Save Nate Hildeby. Easton Cowan. Cycles for Riley behind the net. Around the near boards. Can Tavares clear it? He's closed on by Gergensen's. Gergensen's almost made the steal. Tavares stays with it. And touches for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Riley Morgan Riley. No score in the first. Riley back for Ekman-Larsson. Zips it to center ice where Bjorkstrand blocks it and counters. Across the blue line, Holmberg left point. He'll deal it behind the Toronto net. Morgan Riley on it first. Wraps it around the near boards. Cowan. He'll slip it down the ice. This may be an icing. No, they're going to wave it off. 6:15 left in the first. No score. Lilleberg cranks it out to center ice. Dakota Mermis chops it back in. Lilleberg quick up. Bjorkstrand to center. Bjorkstrand absorbs a check from Dakota Joshua. He's going to get the puck. Jack Finley helps out, but it's grabbed instead by McMahon. He'll nudge it in. Destu on the Lightning net. Feed goes down the ice. Boy, it went right past Mermis' stick, and they're calling an icing on this. That is not a great call. I mean, I understand the puck had a lot of spin and mustard on it, but, I mean, it went right by Mermis' stick. His stick was right there. He had a chance to play that. Icing is the call. 5:51 left in the scoreless first. So the Leafs take advantage of the icing and send out the Matthews line against the fourth line for the Lightning. Finley and Matthews to the right of Johansson. Won by Toronto, of course. Here's Riley, left circle. To the right circle, Matthews shoots! Save made by Johansson! After that joke of an icing, Mermis center point. Shoots wide left. Rebound is grabbed by Gonçalves, who'll clear it. Anybody call icing here? No, it doesn't cross the end line. Mermis zips it out, Domi to center. Max Domi to the red line. Directs it in. And chases. Ian Radish. Jostle behind the net. Radish comes up with it. Strong move, Darren Radish. Now he needs a clear. He'll provide it to Hagel at center. Brandon Hagel drops it off Kucherov. Kucherov wheels across the Leafs line. Right circle to Hagel. Brandon Hagel back for Kucherov, right circle. Right point Radish. Shoot. Save made by Hildeby. Lead on Hagel in the left corner. It's an alive Cirelli by the net. Cirelli gets tied up. There's the puck. Cirelli trying to get a stick on it for Hagel left corner. Hagel wins it. Pulls it to Kucherov. Can he hold it in? It's knocked past him by Stetcher, but held in Radish right circle. Radish loses Stetcher. Troy Stetcher behind the Toronto net. Lightning really ferocious in the forecheck here. Stetcher goes to Domi. He'll cough it up Hagel. Brandon Hagel wraps it back to Radish at the right point. Center point Cirelli. Cirelli shoots. Blocked in front by Matthews. At the end of a shift here, I believe, he'll glide out to center ice and then peel back to his own zone and give it to McCabe. 4:35 left in a scoreless first. Jake McCabe has it for Toronto. He's Lawton on the left wing at the red line, bounces it in. Crozier collects in the Lightning near corner. Crozier absorbs a check, held onto it too long. Yarncroke maybe taking it away. Now a puck battle comes to Lawton at the left circle, goes cross ice to Mermis, holds it in right point. Right corner Yarncroke, spins it by the Lightning net. Crozier looks to play for Hedman. Hedman is checked. Where's the puck? Hedman stays with it. Victor Hedman up the left wing. Hands up Braden Point out to center ice. Point turns it for Gensel. He'll maneuver it in. No score. We've got under 4 minutes left in the first. Lawton trying to clear, knocking down Crozier, center point. Shoots, tipped wide left by Nick Paul. And Lorentz will skate onto it. Steven Lorentz, maybe at the end of a shift here to the red line, will tap it in. Lightning looking to counter quickly. Crozier right wing Gensel. Across the blue line, Jake Gensel. Trying to keep it alive for Paul instead. Benoit turns it out to Tavares at the left wing into the Lightning zone. Drops in left circle. Cowan. A pass block comes right to Riley in the slot. And he scores an unbelievable, horrible break for the Lightning. Another bad bounce. What happened was Riley had the puck. His stick was tied up from behind. He lost the handle. It slid past Johansson, who had come out to play the original shot. Riley was able to get it again and tap it into an open net. If the Lightning don't have any luck, it's bad luck. I cannot believe this puck went in. Riley is beautifully defended by the trailing Lightning checker, Gensel. The puck stayed with him and went to an unbelievably dangerous scoring area by luck, and he tapped it in. First, the pass hit off a skate. It hit off Gord's skate. That's how it came to Riley in the first place. Incredible. Lightning thoroughly dominated this whole period, and they're down 1-0 because the Leafs get the benefit of two lucky bounces. Riley gets the goal. His 5th of the year. Well, you can tell I'm frustrated, folks. Hopefully the Lightning aren't as frustrated as I am, because they should be up in this game, and they are not. And that is extremely difficult to swallow, because not that the Leafs have done anything outstanding. They got 2 breaks when the Lightning got none. Here's Lilleberg feeding it to Holmberg, and now Gord at center. Across the line, Gergensen's left circle. Gergensen's trying to cut in front, lost the handle. Riley plays it around the near boards. Tavares. Hands off, Cowan. Lost it at center ice. To Destu, left wing Gergensen's checked by Tavares into the Lightning zone. Spins it in on Johansson, knocks it away. I mean, if Riley just gets the puck and shoots, Johansson's square to it. I mean, it's a chance, but he has a chance to make a save. Instead, the play by Gensel, which was a great defensive play, created a better scoring chance for Morgan Riley. Here's Nylander, left circle. Looking for Dakota Joshua. It's knocked away by Yanni Gord. Gord works it free to Gergensen's, back for Gord. Can he chip it out? No, it didn't get out. Held in Troy Stetcher at the right point. Battles the right corner, Waugh. Not a good shift here for the Lightning. Nick Waugh at the left circle. Zips at right point, Stetcher. Stetcher holds. Shoot, save made. Rebound is loose. Waugh. Lightning have to bear down here because they had a chance to get the puck out. Waugh, center point, Stetcher. Feeds it to the right circle. The shot got taken by Nyes, or McCabe rather. It deflected, I think, off a stick and went out of play. TV timeout, 2:18 left in the first. 1-0 Toronto on Lightning Radio.
Spectrum TV fixed TV and combined all your favorite sports streaming apps with live TV.
32, blue 32, hot height. It's only more Hail Marys.
It's only more bottom of the ninth magic.
It's only more slow motion replays.
It's only getting all the sports with over $100 worth of streaming apps like ESPN, Fox One, Tennis Channel, Peacock, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Get your daily dose of Lightning hockey with Lightning Power Lunch. Greg Linnelli here. Join me and Dave Mishkin every weekday at noon Eastern for an hour of in-depth analysis, breaking news, and insider info on the Tampa Bay Lightning. You can listen live in the Lightning mobile app or watch the live stream on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Just follow @Bolts Radio. Miss the show? No worries. Download the podcast anytime in your favorite app. That's Lightning Power Lunch, weekdays at noon on the Lightning Audio Network.
You've worked hard to make your dreams come true, and when you need to protect those dreams, who do you turn to? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local, independent insurance agent with Insurance Office of America. You need someone you can call when your property, auto, or other valuable things are damaged. Get an agent that will protect you in all you've worked hard for. Call IOA today at 833-546-2872. At IOA, we focus on your risk so you can focus on your dreams.
This is Lightning Radio.
The Leafs have the lead. Riley gets his fourth from Cowan and Tavares. Cowan is trying to pass the puck cross ice on a diagonal toward the net. Hit Yanni Gourde's skate, comes right to Riley. Bad break one. Riley is back checked by Gensel, ties him up. Riley loses the puck, which actually creates for him a better angle for the scoring chance. And he tucks it in on his backhand. So, it's 1-0 Toronto, face off to the left of Johansson. Lightning have to bear down mentally here and make sure that they don't have a shift like they just had on the shift after the goal against. Good face-off win, Nick Paul in the D zone. And carrying it out to center ice is Moser. Across the blue line, Braden Point right circle. Point tucks it behind the net. It's going to come to Nick Paul left circle. Goes behind the net once more, where it's taken away by Ekman Larsson, left wing Knox. To center ice and Matthews. For Domi, back from Matthews across the blue line, right point. Left point Riley. Left point Ekman Larsson shoots. Kick save made by Johansson, and Paul jams the rebound out. Leafs have gotten life too. They were completely flat as a pancake for the first 15 minutes of this game. Hildeby saved them, keeping the Lightning off the board, and then they get the lucky goal, and now they have life. Here's Radish in his own zone. Up the middle, Kucherov to center. Across the one, Cirelli right point. Cirelli pass knocked away by McCabe. Will flip it out. Bounces into the Lightning zone. Crozier will collect. 1:28 left in the period. 1-0 Toronto. Max Crozier to center ice. Rams it in. Hildeby stops it behind the Leafs net. Gives to Stetcher. Headman feed Lawton. Lawton to center ice. Into the Lightning zone. Center point tucks it for Yarncrook by the net. Kelly Yarncrook is checked by Hedman. Yarncrook stays with it. The pass is taken away by Crozier. Crozier pivots away from Lawton. Walks it up the middle. Leads Kucherov to center ice. The pass hit the skate of McCabe. Final minute presented by Crown Automotive. The better way to buy for 50 years. Troy Stetcher will regroup in the Toronto end. Left wing, it is McCabe. Back for Stetcher on the right wing. And again, McCabe. Up the middle, Tavares deflects this in and chases. First to it is Crozier. Crozier slides it up the far boards, and Finley, he'll flip it out. Pursuing it is Gage Gonçalves. For Bjorkstrand across the blind in the slot. Shot a wide right. Bjorkstrand on the rebound. Shoots off the side of the net. Nylander deals to Easton Cowan at center. Cowan on the red line. Slides it in on Johansson. Is he going to cover this up? Well, he was going to. He got a quick whistle. The puck was actually still loose, and then he put his glove on it after the whistle. 24.9 seconds left in the first. 1-0 Toronto. Bjorkstrand had a good look there on the entry in the middle of the ice. But Hildeby stopped the first shot, and the second shot went up the side of the net. Face-off coming to the right of Johansson. Finley and Tavares. Won by Finley. Nicely done. Radish puts it up the near boards. Is it out? Yes. Gourde at center ice. Got stripped by Cowan, who jams it back in. Leafs tag up. It's an onside play. 15 left in the period. Here's Darren Radish by the Lightning net. As the clock ticks down to 10 seconds, so walk it up the middle. Radish. Headman feed Gourde at center, deflects it in, 5 to go. Gergensen's by the net. Gergensen's put it in front for Finley. It's blocked and deflects out of there to center ice, and that'll do it. Leafs get the goal from Riley and lead 1-0 after one. Greg has the first intermission report coming up on Lightning Radio.
Follow the Lightning Audio Network on social media. We're at Bolts Radio on Facebook, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Threads, and YouTube. Get the latest on our broadcasts and podcasts, Dave Mishkin highlights. Watch shows live and more. Follow at Bolts Radio in your favorite social media app.
Lightning fans, it's time to light the lamp. And with Pro Power on board available in the Ford F-150, your truck becomes a mobile generator so you can light the lamps, the campsite, or even power the job site. No wonder Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America for 48 straight years. See your local Ford dealer and light the lamp in a new Ford truck. Ford F-150, the official truck of the Tampa Bay Lightning. See owner's manual for important operating instructions.
Whether it's training day, game day,
Pass to the corner. He scores!
or recovery day. Advent Health keeps you ready for every day and for everything that makes you feel whole. Advent Health, official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Spectrum TV Fixed TV and combined all your favorite sports streaming apps with live TV.
32, Blue 32, hot. It's only more Hail Marys. It's only more bottom of the ninth magic.
It's only more slow motion replays.
It's only getting all the sports with over 100 hours worth of streaming apps like ESPN, Fox One, Tennis Channel, Peacock, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Lightning fans, it's time to save big on Bubble Days at Bubble Down Car Wash. Wear your Tampa Bay Lightning gear Monday through Friday and get your car washed for just $5 all season long. Support your favorite team and keep your ride shining with this amazing deal. Clean cars, big savings, and unbelievable service. That's what makes us the bestest car wash in town. Get the cleanest car in town every time you bubble down. Bubble Down Car Wash, a proud partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
This Christmas season, visit your local Boot Barn store for top quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to premium leather jackets, our in-store partners will help guide you as you shop, assisting with boot fitting and providing complimentary hat shaping. This Christmas, share a piece of the American spirit. Boot Barn. Unwrap the West.
Shoots! Score! Dave Gonzalez! His first NHL goal! What a shot!
This is the Lightning Audio Network Intermission Report. Here's Greg Linnelli.
Tons of shots. Not much to show for it if you're the Tampa Bay Lightning. Trailing the Toronto Maple Leafs 1-0 at the end of 20 minutes. Morgan Riley getting his 5th goal of the year at 16:26. And you heard, if you didn't, Mish on the game call. Good back check by Gensel. Puck deflected off of Riley, stuck with it, and lunging, diving for it. Was able to get the puck past Jonas Johansson in for Andrei Vasilevsky. And that is the difference in this game. I think if you're watching that game and you came away a little frustrated, if you're a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, that would probably be the correct emotion. I mean, the Lightning did a lot of good things in that first period. They just couldn't score. And again, 15 shots on goal, won 50% of the faceoffs. And sometimes that's how things transpire. And now they have to regroup and see if they can start finding those dirty areas in the second period to see if they can get a goal or two. And we'll see how it plays out again. Braden Point returning, as did Nikita Kucherov in this game. Pointer played a little over 5 minutes, had 7 shifts. Kuch, a little over 6 minutes, played 6 shifts. So good to see those guys back in action, and we'll see if they're able to break through in the next period. Hey, when the Lightning score 4 or more goals or force a shutout, you're in a free double stack at any participating Tampa area Wendy's with any purchase upon request. Offer valid for 24 hours after tonight's game. I believe Mish is standing by with a Lightning assistant coach, Dan Heino. Let's go to that interview right now on Lightning Radio.
Well, Dan, unfortunately, another period where the Lightning are a little snake-bitten offensively, generating chances, the puck's not going in. What do you do when that happens to stay with it and keep generating those chances?
Well, the good thing is predominantly we're a veteran team, and they understand that the process will work eventually. Like simple math says, we keep starting periods, starting games that way. The floodgates are going to open at some point, right? And it gets frustrating, but like I said, when you're younger, you start to change things thinking that you can fix it. But when you're a veteran, you know that you've been through enough of these stretches where you know what works, which is exactly what we're doing. So, I don't think anybody's worried about us generating offense. We just got to keep the puck out of our net, and eventually those chances will go in.
And is that same mentality needed when you play a pretty good period and they kind of score on a broken play to keep your mindset where it needs to be?
Yeah, there's things we got to fix, obviously, on the breakdowns, and they have a very skilled team over there as well, very deep forward group. So, that the message will be more of the same. but clean up our end.
So what did the Lightning do well? Because you really leaned on them. You had a lot of possession, 15 shots, chances. What worked in that first period?
A lot of getting it up to the point and then point shooting for sticks, and not getting it blocked and not having it go the other way. I felt like we were really good on the forecheck. We had some good possession entries that eventually led to shots, and I feel like our net presence is really good. So, you end up with 15 shots like that with, probably 6 to 8 scoring chances. We're going to have success scoring. It's just a matter of time. So, I would, the message will be that, right? It'll just be continue to stretch them out in their D zone by going low to high and putting the emphasis on getting those pucks through to our sticks, and we'll get that bounce we need.
Thank you, Dan.
You bet.
All right, Dan Hino from the locker room. Greg.
Thanks, guys. That interview was presented by Advent Health, the official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. All right, we've got Chief, and Ben Pierce with us right now. What did you make of Coach Hino's remarks there? Veteran team is what I took from that. He feels like eventually their good work will start to reap those rewards.
Yeah, I'm sure Lightning fans are sick of hearing the word process, right? Trust the process. But, the process is there. Like, as we talked about in pregame, are you putting yourself in position to score? Are you giving yourself chances to win games? And I would say based off of what we saw in that first period, I think the Lightning did. I mean, Dennis Hildeby made some pretty good saves, and the Lightning were not deterred from what they were doing that got them those opportunities and those chances. It's unfortunate, as we've kind of said here, these past 3+ games, that they didn't get a first period goal. I think it's 4 straight games now they don't have a first period goal, which, this is one of the best first period scoring teams in the league. We're not used to seeing them not find the back of the net in the opening 20 minutes of a game, but you have to stick with it. You go back to Coop's comments after the game the other night against the Islanders. You have to just continue to make sure the team is playing the way that you're asking them to play, because it is a successful way to play hockey. It's just you're not getting rewarded for it right now. And you look at the heat map from this game and you see where some of these chances that the Lightning are generating are coming from. They're right around the top of the blue paint. I mean, they're getting to the net and getting some of these opportunities. Maybe in some ways they're getting too close to the net and kind of taking their space away from themselves. But they've done, I think, everything you could ask this team to do, except for put one of the pucks in the back of the net.
Chief, what do you make of all of it?
Shots are too close to the goalie. You got to take some shots out around the dots and that. Every shot, basically almost at least a dozen of the 15 shots, as he said, they're right around the blue paint. Well, the goaltending's equipment, I mean, they do that butterfly style, and it covers all the net. Most of the shots were down there from down low. You've got to shoot some from outside a little bit. You got to start hitting the top part of the net. It's very hard to score low on goaltenders nowadays because of that butterfly style they all play, and because of the pads are so doggone big. You've got to make sure that puck's on its rise. So they did some really good things. They had a lot of zone time in that incident, but the one thing too, in their own zone, they didn't challenge the puck carrier very much. They allowed that puck carrier to gain the blue line on every consistent time that they had, and they have to make that play at the blue line a little bit more often.
With that too, Chief, when you talk about shooting from a little bit further out, I do listen when you talk, Chief. You mentioned the other night about getting the bodies in front of the net, right? I think I'd like to see, especially tonight, when they are shooting from further out, getting guys in front of the net to try to block a guy like Hildeby's vision, right? Get some sticks in front, just get bodies to the net, because I feel like when they are shooting from further out, he can see the shot cleanly so far tonight. And I think that is kind of a theme that, as you mentioned the other night, we have started to really see over the last couple of games. So I would like to see some pressure in front if those pucks are going to start to come from further out.
Power play always helps, although Lightning certainly generated a lot more offense. Sometimes that power play can take away momentum, but nonetheless, you want to see if maybe the Lightning can get on the man advantage and kind of go to work.
Well, I think if you ask a lot of Lightning fans right now, they might want to decline any power play opportunities that they get with kind of the way things have been going with the man advantage. Because it has. I mean, it can be a momentum killer at times as well if you struggle and you don't get pucks in or you struggle to get into the zone. And certainly we know this team has had problems. We talked about the face-offs to start power plays and how that kind of puts you behind the eight ball to start, and then you're chasing, just trying to get back into the zone. So there are struggles, and there are moments in games where it can be a momentum killer. But I think, what was the Pittsburgh game the other night where, Kucherov was just firing everything that came towards him, and, they were directing and just funneling pucks towards the net. If that's the attitude that they're going to have, yeah, maybe that would help. And, maybe some of that puck luck that they did find in that 7-game winning streak, which seems to have completely dried up here in the past 3 or 4 games, maybe some of that will start returning. But, sometimes in order to take advantage of luck, you have to put yourself in positions to take advantage of it. And, right now everything is just kind of seems to be working against Tampa Bay, or they find, they're running into a goaltender who's just playing up to a level that maybe they haven't played before. I mean, Sorokin obviously is one of the best in the league, but Tristan Jarry has certainly had his issues, and Dennis Hildeby's got a small sample size, but he looks like he's kind of playing above his head now a little bit. But you just got to keep working to it and working through it.
I was going to ask you, Chief, before we let everybody go, the goaltending so far, Hildeby 6'7", big boy.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying is when you're taking your shots from about a foot or 3 feet away from the goalie, you got to get them up. You got to get the top part of the net, and if you take a look at most of the shots in that period that we had, were all low, maybe 4 or 5 inches off the ice. All of them were low, and we just didn't get them up. And when you score, you see it's always in the top part of the net most of the time in this game. So that's where they have to start thinking.
All right, boys, appreciate it. We'll do it again during our second intermission report.
Thanks, Greg.
All right. Eric Erlinson, Ben Pierce, Bobby the Chief Taylor. With us right there. Take the next step forward in your career at Progressive with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. AppliedCareers.progressive.com. And Monday afternoon, Gabby Shirley, Ben Pierce are going to have a new Into the Blue podcast presented by Penelope Bourbon. And they discuss the upcoming 4-game road trip, Victor Hedman's return, discuss this Lightning previous 7-game win streak, and the play of Darren Radish, plus their weekly plus-minus segment. The Into the Blue podcast is released every Monday on the Lightning Audio Network. When we return, Mish will have the second period. Lightning trail 1-0 at the end of 20 minutes on Lightning Radio.
Download the official Tampa Bay Lightning mobile app, presented by Spectrum, to stay informed on the Bolts all season long. Plus, you can now watch Bolts games right in the app. Visit TampaBayLightning.com/mobile app for more information. Be the Thunder.
Renewal by Anderson of Tampa and Sarasota has an incredible 31-day sale going on right now. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Bonus, free TrueScene screen upgrade for the first 50 customers. Renewal by Anderson, bestwindowsflorida.com. Superior products, exceptional service. License number CGC 1527613.
Let's live more. This travel week, sail far and save big with Norwegian Cruise Line. Get 50% off all cruises and enjoy our free at sea package with specialty dining, unlimited open bar, and more. All included. Plus, get a special limited time bonus deal. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
Are you ready to go from looking for a job to landing a career? Hillsborough Community College has the tools to reach your goals. Our fast-track workforce training leads to exciting careers with competitive salaries. You'll find accessible, affordable programs with convenient schedules that fit your needs. Our dynamic learning environment features expert faculty and leadership opportunities. It's time to change your life. At HCC, we'll get you there. Register now at hccfl.edu.
Every day, 44 people in the U.S. die from a drug overdose. The majority of overdose deaths involve opioid use. Overdose deaths accelerated during the COVID-19 pandemic. Under Florida's Good Samaritan Act, you cannot be prosecuted for calling 911 to get help for someone who has overdosed. This is especially critical in emergencies where every second counts. There is help. Recovery is possible. Visit CFBHN for more information.
Central Florida Behavioral Health Network is a managing entity contracted with the Department of Children and Families.
Score! Brandon Boyd! Another overtime winner!
The second period of tonight's Tampa Bay Lightning game is presented by Advent Health, the official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Here's Dave Mishkin.
Leafs lead the Lightning 1-0 after one in the second period. Johansson in the net to my right. Hildeby in the goal to my left. When the Lightning win, you get 50% off your favorite pizzas the next day from Papa John's. Just use promo code BOLTSW when you order online or on the app. Papa John's is the official pizza partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. With Spectrum, it's only getting all the sports with over $100 worth of streaming apps and live TV included at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com. Well, I think the operative word for the Lightning is frustration. And how do you not let it affect your overall game? By all rights, they should at least be tied, if not ahead. But they ran into a hot goalie again. They ran into some bad luck. They ran into a great defensive play by Stetcher where he saved a goal, pulling it off the goal line. And they gave up a goal on a play that involved two bad bounces against them on the same sequence. But that's the way it's going right now for the Lightning. And it'd be one thing if they were getting outplayed and not playing hard. But they continue to dig in. They continue to play hard. They continue to lean on the other team. They continue to outshoot and out-attempt the other team, out-chance the other team. And if they keep with that and keep doing it, eventually the pendulum is going to swing. There was only one penalty in the first period that led to a power play, and that went to the Lightning. The penalty did, the Leafs on the power play. They had 3 shots on the power play. So shots outside of that power play were 15-8 Lightning. Center ice face-off between Tavares and Girgensons. Lightning did okay against the best face-off team in the NHL in the first period, 11-11. If they can finish 50% in this game, that would be a win in my mind. In the circle. This is won by the Lightning. Destu to the red line, hammers it in. Off the carom, it's Pontus Holmberg in the right corner. Holmberg battling with Morgan Riley. A little feed behind the net. Gore tried to center it. It got deflected away from Girgensons, and Nylander scoops it out. Destu will control it. Sweep it for Yanni Gourde in the left wing. They all lift it in. Holmberg after it at the right circle. Pontus Holmberg protects it. I saw Lilleberg open. Feeds it to the side of the net, and Girgensons chipped it over the cage. Here's Gourde, a centering feed from the left circle taken away by Nylander. That was a great opportunity for Lilleberg to shoot. He tried to pass for a deflection, and it just missed. Nylander slides it into the Lightning end. Both sides get a change. Opening minute in the second, 1-0 the Lightning trail. Here's Destu. Behind the Tampa Bay net. Headman feed Kucherov to center. Kucherov zips it across the blind. Darren Radish, right circle, whiffs on a pass, gets it again, turns to Kucherov behind the net. Tried to center it. Deflects to Cirelli left circle. Pass blocked by McCabe. Cirelli has it back. Kucherov. Feed to the left point. Moser. Can he hold it in? No. Skipped off the stick. Moser gets it away from Nyes, but Matthews follows up. In the Lightning zone, Matthews right circle. Matthews cuts in front for a shot. It's 2 of them maybe. He got his own rebound. Save made both times by Johansson. Hagel maneuvers for Moser. Right wing Darren Radish to center. Radish into the Toronto end. Right point Kucherov. Left circle Cirelli. Shoot! Save Hildeby with the glove, and he holds on. Another good save for Dennis Hildeby. Well, if he played like this earlier in the year, you figure he would have been up and playing more. Joseph Woll took a leave of absence at the start of the year, but Stolarz was playing most of the games, and Stolarz got hurt. Hildeby was basically backing up Woll until Woll got hurt. Hildeby has been outstanding tonight. Nick Waugh wins the D-zone faceoff from Paul. Benoit behind the Toronto net. Bangs it around the far boards. Down the ice it goes. And they don't call icing here. Remember, they had that ridiculous icing they called against the Lightning. McMahon tracks it by the Lightning net, jostling with Hedman. Gensel provides help. Gensel looks for point. Up the near boards, not out. Held Ekman-Larsson. Oliver Ekman-Larsson walks it to the center point. Taps it behind the Lightning net. It's going to pinball around to the near boards. Benoit keeps it alive. Right point, Bobby McMahon. A pass knocked down by Nick Paul. Feeds point to center ice. Braden Point checked. And it's taken away by McMahon for Dakota Joshua. Joshua slides to his own zone, Benoit. Right wing Nick Waugh at center. They'll corral it into the Lightning zone. Waugh left circle. Jams it by the Tampa Bay net. Early in the second, Lightning down 1-0. Max Crozier, left wing to Bjorkstrand. Guides it to center ice, blocking it as Lawton goes to his own zone, Morgan Riley. Left side feed, Dakota Mermis. And the red line will crank it in. Moser after it in the Lightning near corner. Touches it up the near boards. Bjorkstrand got a stick lifted. Couldn't clear. Held in Yarncroker. Right point shot goes wide left. Rebound held in by Lawrence. Shoot, save made. Rebound. Yarncroker. Save made. Johansson with the glove and he holds on. Well, right there, that was the best chance the Leafs have had. Without basically a bounce. A shot, a save, and nobody picked up Yarncroker in the slide, and Johansson robbed him with the glove. Remember that save. If the Lightning can come back and tie or win this game. Could have been 2-0 right there. Honestly, this line, this Lawton, Yarncroke, Lorentz line, has been their best line. They've had the most sustained pressure in the offensive zone, and Lorentz had a scoring chance in the first period. Gordon Tavares to the left of Johansson, won by Yanni Gourde. Lilleberg scoops it high in the air. Is it out? Yes. Tavares gloved it down, but then lost it at center ice. Gergensen. Cross the line of Yanni Gourde, left circle. Gourde pivots left corner. Gourde. Left point Destu. Fumbles it. He came out of the zone, then he's stripped by Cowan. Up the middle, Nylander. To the Lightning zone, he pulls up. High slot, Tavares shoots off the crossbar. Rebound, Nylander. Back for Tavares, left circle. Shoots, blocked. Rebound, left point, Morgan Riley. Right point, Ekman-Larsson. He is checked, keeps it alive, Nylander. Leafs almost made it 2-0 again right there. They caught a break as the puck hit off the bottom of the crossbar. Holmberg is steal for Gourde. Wraps it for Destu by the Lightning net. 1-0 Toronto. Charles-Edouard Destu feeds Pontus Holmberg to center. Holmberg cuts his way up the middle. Across the Toronto line, Holmberg protects it into the right corner. Double team, but keeps it alive for Gourde, right corner. A pass, block, Gourde has it again in the right corner. To the right point, Darren Radish. Quick shot wide left. Rebound, J.J. Moser left point. Moser holds. Rattles it behind the net. Hagel off his stick. Easton Cowan looks to clear it. He couldn't. Nice keep, Cirelli. Left circle, Hagel. Hagel got broken up by Stetcher. He's having a really good game for Toronto. Stetcher clears. Kucherov retrieves it. In the neutral zone, left wing to Hagel. He'll pump it in. Hildeby couldn't stop it behind the net. It's going to be picked up by Kucherov, right circle. And drop pass, Hagel couldn't hold it in. Got knocked away from him by Max Domi into the Lightning end. Nyes pursues. Moser and Nyes battle. Moser couldn't get it away from Nyes. He centered it, but a great play by Radish to intercept and feed it out to center ice. Matthews drops for Stetcher in the Toronto end. Leafs have played better in the second period. A little bit more jump in their step. Matthews at the red line flips it in. Here's Moser pivoting away from Nyes. Nicely done. Right side out with Kucherov to the red line. Across the Toronto blue line. Kucherov at the right point. Looks for Cirelli, right corner. Right corner, Hagel. Kucherov behind the net. Benoit is on it. Benoit one-arms it for Nyes. Nyes got tied up by Kucherov. Kucherov trying to hold it in. He does momentarily. Mervis is going to track it, though, and flip it out to Matthews. Now Nyes. Nyes got checked. He does jam it in. Lightning down 1-0 in the second. Max Crozier on a counter on the left wing to the red line. Across the blue line to the left circle. Cuts to the slot. Feeds it right circle, Jake Gensel. Gensel turns it right point to Hedman. Hedman shoots, blocked. Rebound Nyes is at a long shift. He stays out there to clear it off the near glass to center ice. Picking it up is Nick Waugh. Waugh closed on by Crozier. Crozier makes a steal, drops for Hedman in the Lightning end. Over 5 minutes played in the second, 1-0 Toronto. Victor Hedman in front of the Tampa Bay net. Looks up ice. Hitman feed Braden Point to center. Across the Toronto line. Cuts high slot. Point. Finds a little room at the right point. Feeds Paul behind the net. Big Paul checked by Mermis. Keeps moving Gensel left corner. He'll rim it cross ice. Who's going to get to this? Benoit does. Turns it out. Joshua at center ice. Feeds it for Bobby McMahon. To the Lightning zone. Left corner shot. Kick save made by Johansson. Rebound Hedman. Left wing Paul. Paul to center ice. Paul sweeps this in. Lawton back to get it for Toronto. On the far boards, Morgan Riley. Zips it to Bobby McMahon at center ice. He'll roll it in. The Leafs are getting a change. 1-0 Toronto with nearly 6 minutes played in the second period. Emil Lilleberg of the Lightning drops it for Oliver Bjorkstrand. Will zigzag to center ice. Feed it for Gonçalves. Across the Toronto line, right circle. Shoots. Blockered away by Hildeby. Here's Finley. Left corner, Bjorkstrand. Winds it cross ice. Stepping onto it is Lilleberg, right circle. Lets it go to Gage Gonçalves, right point. A little shot. Missed the net wide left. Following up Destu, left circle. Left circle, Gonçalves. Shoots again, blocked. Who's got the puck? Gonçalves does. Pivots left circle. He is checked. Riley steal. Zips it cross ice on the left side. Ekman Larson dumps it out. Lilleberg knocks it down. Counters for Gonçalves. Back across the Toronto line, right circle. Cuts toward the slot. Holds. Shoots. Save made Hildeby. Sprawling save. Lorentz will settle things down for Riley as the Lightning get a change. Nearly 7 minutes played in the second. Still 1-0 Toronto. It may feed Riley to Tavares at the red line. They'll crank this in. Playing it is Crozier in the Lightning far corner. Bumps it by the net. Hedman looks up ice. Victor Hedman sweeps it to Kucherov at center ice over his stick, and they're going to call icing. Clock's now with 13:01 left in the second period. 1-0 the Leafs lead. So in the second period, this is unofficial, of course. Shots are 5-3 Toronto. That does not include the crossbar hit by Tavares. Bottom of the crossbar, that close to going in. Actually inside of the post. To the right of Johansson. Cirelli loses the face-off to Matthews. To the left circle, McCabe centers it. It skips through. Rebound picked up by Domi. Right circle shot over the net. Following on McCabe, left circle. And then Matthews. A wraparound! Save made by Johansson. Heavy trapping in the crease, but Johansson has it underneath him. Lightning really have to try to avoid icings. I mean, they had an icing call in the first period that was a terrible call, but it led to a dangerous look. That one was a legitimate icing, and Leafs won the draw and buzzed around, but it stays 1-0 Toronto in the second on Lightning Radio.
With Marathon Rewards, you'll earn on every fill-up, which is amazing news for every kind of driver out there. Whether you're a wait forever to filler-upper, a routine topper-offer, a relentless road tripper, an occasional commuter, or just a regular old point A to beer, everyone can earn rewards and save up to $1 a gallon. And you can join Marathon Rewards online, through the app, and even at the pump, making signing up easy for every kind of signer-upper. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply.
The NHL is giving fun in the sun a whole new meaning. Join the party outdoors in Tampa on February 1st as we drop the puck at the home of the Bucks.
Oh, that's a big hit right there.
It's the Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series. Be there as Victor Hedman and the Tampa Bay Lightning host David Pastrnak and the Boston Bruins. Outdoors at Raymond James Stadium. Get your tickets now at NHL.com/Stadium Series.
Whether it's training day, game day,
Pass to the corner. He scores!
or recovery day, Advent Health keeps you ready for every day and for everything that makes you feel whole. Advent Health, official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
This is Lightning Radio.
1-0 Toronto. No doubt the Leafs have had chances to extend the lead in the second. Yarncrook a great A, right in the slot. Tavares hit the post. And right there, following a Matthews face-off win after an icing, Matthews got the puck behind the net, a wraparound that Johansson stopped, and he was able to, I think, make a second save on Nyes, who was right in the blue paint, but legally in the blue paint. And then Johansson covered. Crozier was able to erase Nyes. Tavares and Gergensons to the right of Johansson. 50-50. And it's won by the Lightning. Radish far boards it out. JT Moser picks it up. Moser to center ice. Got hooked from behind by Nylander. No call. Tavares at the red line tried to shovel it in. It went off Gergenson's stick into the Toronto bench. The Lightning won a few face-offs fairly cleanly. I feel most of their face-off wins, though, have been 50-50s, which is, look, a credit to the wingers. You're going to need to do that against a face-off team as good as Toronto. And Tavares, I mentioned, comes in at over 61%. This is a neutral zone face-off. Gergensons and Tavares. And this one is won by the Leafs. Benoit from the red line fires it in. Johansson leaves it for Radish behind the Lightning net. Radish walks it up the middle. Darren Radish spins to Holmberg on the right wing. Across the blue line of the right circle. Holmberg tucks it right corner. Left corner Gord. Bumps him left point to Moser. J.J. Moser shoots wide left. Rebound behind the net. Gergensen. Chops for Darren Radish right point. Radish feeds it right circle Gord. Yanni Gord drifts right point. Center point to Radish. Shoots. Blocked in front. Rebound is loose. And it's knocked away from the low slot by Benoit to Cowan. He'll clear. Radish a regroup in the Lightning end. Left wing Moser. 8 minutes played in the second. 1-0 the Lightning trail. Moser from Gord. Slipped through his skates. Slides in behind the Toronto net. No icing. Lightning get a change. Benoit to Mermis on the right wing. Dakota Mermis of Toronto holds on to it. And the Leafs now getting a change. He'll drift behind his own net. Toronto skates left to right in the second. Dakota Mermis. Right wing Domi. For Nyes. Chops it in. Puck played by Johansson. Around the near boards Lilleberg. He has a lead player on him. Going to get it to Kucherov. Puck battle. Matthews wins it for Domi. That was well done by Toronto. Right point Stetcher. Stetcher bangs it behind the Lightning net. Destu knocks it down. And might have been played with a high stick by a Lightning player. Along the boards might have been Kucherov. So they blow the play dead when Destu touched it. Face-off coming to Johansson's left. 11:21 left in the second period. Shots are now even 18-18, so that tells you how the Leafs have pushed back in the second. Cirelli and Matthews on the draw. 50-50. Who's got it? Nice. Was able to win it. Boy, he's so strong in the puck. He chopped a shot just wide left. Now Stetcher right point. Fires it wide right. Rebound to Stu behind the net. Rattles it around the far boards. Kucherov after it. Deals for Anthony Cirelli. Cirelli 3-on-3 to center. Cirelli across the line. Hagel left point. Brandon Hagel has room at the left point. Left circle Kucherov skipped through his stick. Or past the stick, and Matthews will counter. Austin Matthews rumbles into the Lightning zone right circle. Bulldozes into the right corner, and he's checked by Kucherov. A steal up the near boards, not out. Held in Stetcher. Right circle, Knives. Dangerous here. Left corner, Domi. Centers in Matthews. He had an open net, but he fumbled the puck. Kwasi's pass is very dangerous. Matthews checked by Destu, but grabbing it is Knives. Dangerous here again for Matthews. A little tip out of the air, went wide left. Lightning need a clear here, and Cirelli out to Kucherov at center. Kucherov, left wing Lilleberg. Cross the blue line to the left circle. Left circle, Kucherov shoots. Save made, and the rebound out of the reach of Hagel. He would have had a tap in. Nick Waugh out to center. Waugh to the red line on the right wing. Into the Lightning zone. Sweeps it by the Tampa Bay net. Nick Paul looks to play it for Crozier. Crozier in a traffic jam. Maneuvers for Hedman. Hedman out to center. 1-0, the Lightning still trail. Deals it up the middle. Bjorkstrand too far for him, but Gonsalves follows up. He fumbles it away. Bobby McMahon. Leafs have some jump in their step right now. McMahon to the right circle. Cuts in front for a shot. Save made Johansson, and McMahon gave him a swat after the save was made. So Johansson had the puck smothered. It's like two different teams in the second period. The Lightning had all the jump in the first period, and the Leafs have most, if not all, the jump in the second. 10 minutes left in the second period. 1-0 Toronto. Waugh and Paul on the draw. Waugh tossed. So it's going to be Bobby McMahon and Nick Paul. Draw one by the Leafs. Mermis at the right point. Dakota Mermis center point. He shoots wide left. Was looking for a tip from Joshua. There's Gonsalves up the far boards. Victor Hedman turns with it. Soft feed. Nick Paul got checked. Lightning getting a little cute in their own zone. And the Leafs forecheck has given them problems. Paul behind the net. Hedman needs a clear. Up the near boards, Bjorkstrand. Hill got it out to center ice, and Paul couldn't dump it in cleanly. This is just the Lightning are fighting the puck down the ice right now. And the Leafs have something to do with that. Mermis has it in the Toronto end for Benoit. Flips it to center ice and got past Hedman's stick to Lorentz. Lorentz checked by Hedman. Counter Gonsalves to Bjorkstrand. 3-on-3 across the line. Bjorkstrand left circle. Shoots wide right. Rebound. Ricochets out of the zone. Braden Point picks it up. Brought it in, but the Lightning were offside. As Gonsalves was still in the zone trying to get out, but couldn't do so in time. TV timeout. 9:15 left in the second period. 1-0 Maple Leafs on Lightning Radio.
Spectrum TV fixed TV and combined all your favorite sports streaming apps with live TV.
32, blue 32, hot height. It's only more Hail Marys.
It's only more bottom of the ninth magic.
It's only more slow motion replays.
It's only getting all the sports with over 100 hours worth of streaming apps like ESPN, Fox One, Tennis Channel, Peacock, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Celebrating over 20 years as the exclusive practice facility of the Tampa Bay Lightning, the TGH Iceplex in Brandon offers activities for people of all ages. Come check out your year-round home for adult and youth hockey leagues featuring 2 NHL regulation size rinks, ice and figure skating lessons, open public skating, laser tag, birthday parties, and more. Visit tghiceplex.com for more information. The TGH Iceplex, the exclusive practice facility of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Lightning tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Lightning.
This is Lightning Radio.
Lightning trail the Leafs 1-0. Let's break 10 seconds for station identification on Lightning Radio.
Here's Letang.
24/7
He missed the target. Draisaitl back the other way for the winner. Draisaitl scores!
Coming out of the TV timeout, the Lightning put Kucherov onto a line with Point and Jake Gensel. Leafs match with the Matthews line. Matthews and Point from neutral ice. Won by Toronto. Jake McCabe in his own end on the left wing. Middle Nyes jams it in and chases. Nyes is like a bull charging down the ice. Very difficult to contain. But Moser got to it first, right wing. Radish to Kucherov. Up middle, Point to center. Point across the blue line. Left circle, Gensel. Holds, shoots. Just wide right. Might have been looking for a tip. Radish follows up right point. Line the net, Gensel. Gensel is checked. Domi is steal. Can he clear it? Yes. With help from a Matthews tip, it got past Radish. Radish got to it first in his own zone. To Moser, now Kucherov. Middle, Point too far for him. Nyes a takeaway. Drops to his own zone, Jake McCabe. Right wing, Troy Stetcher. The center ice and Matthews deflects it in. Leafs have a 1-0 lead in the second. Darren Radish pivots in his own near corner. Slides it on the left side, J.J. Moser. Lead feed too far for Kucherov. This may be an icing. Let's see. They wave it off. Morgan Riley will wind up as both sides get a change. Riley past the center ice block, but it comes right back to him. Riley into the Lightning zone. Riley to the slot. Shot a wide left. Lightning backed in. Boy, Riley can zip it. Here's Cowan behind the net. Behind the net, Tavares. Pumps it to the right point, Ekman Larson. A little feed. Bounces to whom? Moser tying up Tavares, who's got the puck. Jurgensen's does. Gives to Gord. He'll bump it out. Under 8 to play in the second. Lightning down 1-0. Cowan at center. For Nylander. Taps it in. Jamming it forward is Ekman Larson to the Lightning near corner. Yanni Gord collects. 2 Leafs are around him. Feeds Moser in the near corner. Tucks it back for Gord. Lightning have 3 Leafs. Closing it on Gord up the far boards. It is grabbed by Holmberg. Out to center ice and Jurgensen's. He'll corral it and flip it in. This is an onside play. Simon Benoit has the puck, though, for the Leafs behind his own net. 7:30 left in the second. Short pass, Nylander to the center ice circle. Right wing, Cowan. He'll dump it in. Lightning far corner. Crozier zips for Victor Hedman in the left wing. Lightning move right to left in the second. Hedman has room to barrel out to center ice. A dump in blocked by Yarncroke, and it deflects into the Toronto end for Benoit. Left side feed Mermis to center ice Lorentz. Nice feed forward Lawton. 2-on-1 across the blue line. Lawton to the slot. Shoots blocked in front by Holmberg. It went wide. Lawton now feeds it right circle Lorentz. Right point Stetcher. Did he hold it in? Yes. Now he's going to lose it to Holmberg. He'll flip it down the ice. No icing. McCabe in his own end. Lightning really back on their heels in the second period. A right side feed Stetcher into the Lightning zone. Loses Hedman for the Lightning counter. Hedman to center ice. Kucherov 2-on-1 with Hagel. Hagel across the blue line left circle. Got checked. Following up. Hagel left circle Cirelli for Hagel. A cross ice pass deflects to Kucherov right point. Left point Emil Lilleberg. High slot Kucherov open. Feeds it to the side of the net and got blocked by McCabe. Kucherov at the right point loses McCabe. Well, that was a 2-on-1 for the Lightning, but a Leaf player got back defensively. McCabe ices this. So this will bring about a whistle. Oh no, they waved it off. Lilleberg is going to play it around the near boards. Kucherov to center. Across the line, Brandon Hagel left point. Cross ice pass blocked by Joshua. Lightning getting cross ice happy right now, and the Leafs are blocking those passes. Joshua cleared to center. Lilleberg for Cirelli across the blue line right point. Left point Hagel. Hagel tees it up. Feeds it to right circle. Kucherov, a shot blocked. Rebound alive. Bobby McMahon clears it. It's going to roll down the ice. Is this one going to be an icing? Yes. It missed Johansson. Clock stopped with 5:54 left in the second. 1-0 Toronto. And we see this sometimes from the Lightning. We saw it in the Pittsburgh game. It's like we had all these chances that Hildeby was stopping, and now we have to create the perfect opportunity to basically make it so we can't stop it, and those passes are very difficult to complete. The Leafs are playing structured hockey. At this point, it's probably better for the Lightning to just direct as many pucks in the net as they can and try and crash and score an ugly one. Juan Paul to the right of Hildeby. Won by Nick Paul. Moser at the left point. He shoots wide left. Rebound. Ricochets to Radish in the right corner. Radish looks for Gensel by the net. Loses McCabe. Up the middle, Waugh. Left wing Dakota Joshua. Quick outlet. Troy Stetcher to center. Stetcher bangs it in. After the puck is Waugh. Left circle. Nicely done to grab it. Waugh bumped by Nick Paul. Paul looks to force a steal. Bobby McMahon keeps it alive for Waugh. More ozone time for Toronto. They've had a lot in the second period. Now Braden Point makes a steal. Point got checked, but beats Moser, right wing Radish. Darren Radish, right side feed Nick Paul, deflects it in. 5:15 left in the second. Gensel makes a steal for Morgan Riley. And Riley knocks it off his stick, but Paul follows up. Nick Paul in the left corner. Paul walks the left circle. Cycles it behind the net. Riley steals from Gensel. On the far boards, McMahon. Got it out to center ice. Nyes. Maybe a 2-on-1. Nyes across the blue line left circle. Little spin move. Holds on to it. Left circle. Feed. Ekman Larson. The shot went over the net. Now Matthews follows up. Matthews is checked. Nicely done by Jack Finley, forcing it out of the zone. Mermis a regroup. Ekman Larson, who missed the net on that last chance. Back for Dakota Mermis. They'll spin it in. Destu. Quick outlet, Finley, lighting up numbers maybe. Across the line, Gonsalves left circle. Gonsalves holds. Tried to center it, and it missed Finley, lighting past the way out of a shot attempt there. Nyes the other way in the left wing. Nyes across the blue line. Overskates it. He held it in somehow. He centers it, and Destu a steal. Left wing Bjorkstrand. Lightning were thinking the puck was out, and they almost overskated it. Fortunately, Nyes kind of muffed it. When he held it in, he passed it right to Destu in the low slot. Bjorkstrand does dump this in. Domi trying to clear it, and he will. 4:14 left in the period. Lightning down 1-0 still. Yanni Gourde winds up. Gourde to center ice. Gourde spins it in and chases. Benoit, though, knocks it away for Max Domi. Right side feed. It's Mermis at center ice, jamming it in. There's Crozier in the Lightning near corner. Knuckleballing it for Hedman. Left wing Gourde to center ice and Pontus Holmberg. Holmberg corrals it. Holmberg gives to Gergensen. Across the Toronto line to the right circle. There's cross ice Yanni Gourde, left corner, left point to Hedman. Shoot, save made by Hildeby. Gourde follows up left corner. Centers it, blocked by Stetcher. Stetcher looks to clear it. Eldon Crozier momentarily bounced off his stick. Nylander out to center ice and peels back to his own zone. 3:33 left in the period. William Nylander in open ice at the middle of center. Nice feed across the line. Cowan left circle. Easton Cowan pulls up left circle. Cowan tucks it back for Nylander left circle. Nylander pivots left corner. Nylander holds. William Nylander at the left point. Goes to Cowan center point. He skates out of the zone. Leafs hold possession though. Nylander back in his own end. Back for Cowan on the left side. And again Nylander. 3:08 left in the period. Nylander feeds it up the left side. Lawton dumps it in. Crozier after him. Crozier, left wing Hedman off his stick. Lightning get it out. Lawton held it in. He hustled to hold it in right point. Feeds to the Lightning far corner. Crozier for Hedman. Now forechecking pressure by Toronto. Good play Hedman up the far boards. Kucherov to center. 3-on-3 on the right wing. Kucherov fought the puck. Following up his Point. Point back to Crozier in the Lightning end. Lightning go backwards here. Crozier again. Point passing his skates. Point has to wind up. Braden Point. Motors to center ice. Gets checked. Lawton to steal. Lightning really fighting the puck in the shift. Lawton to the red line. Dumps this in. It's going to dribble to the far corner. Yarncroke there. A pass by the net. Lorentz. Lightning have to settle things down here. Gensel, a pass is blocked by Lawton. Takes a right circle shot. Wide left. 2:23 left in the period. Kucherov rattles it out to center ice. Mermis blocks it though. Leafs counter. Mermis cranks it in. Hard around Hedman. Blocks it. Trying to clear it. Got knocked down Bobby McMahon. Not well done by the Lightning. Cross ice. It's Joshua left circle. Dakota Joshua. Cycles for McMahon. Lightning have tired guys stuck out there. Bobby McMahon. Center point. Mermis shoots. Save made Johansson and he holds on. Hedman and Crozier must have had a minute and a half shift right there. 2:01 left in the second. 1-0 Toronto on Lightning Radio.
Jack Daniels is proudly served in fine establishments, questionable joints, and everywhere in between. So, no matter where you go in every bar, you'll always know someone by name.
Jack. Jack and Coke?
Shot of Jack?
Jack Daniels, please.
Right away.
That's what makes Jack, Jack.
Please drink responsibly. Responsibility.org. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. Copyright 2025 Jack Daniels. Tennessee whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume. 80 proof.
Check out the Tampa Bay Lightning's all-inclusive girls-only hockey development programs presented by Raymond James. These programs are designed for girls of all ages and skill levels and are run by Team USA's women's national team alumnus, Kelly Stedman. Whether you're new to hockey or just want to learn how to skate, we have the perfect program for you. Visit lightninghockeydevelopment.com/girlshockey for more info.
The best way to celebrate a Bolts victory is with a Papa John's pizza. The day after the Bolts get the W, you get 50% off pizzas online at papajohns.com. Just go online or on the Papa John's mobile app and use promo code BOLTSW. That's promo code BOLTSW for 50% off regular menu price pizzas online the day after a Bolts victory. Papa John's Pizza, the official pizza partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Offer valid online for pizzas only at participating locations. Not valid with any other offers. Delivery fee and taxes extra and are not subject to discount offer.
This is Lightning Radio.
Well, no doubt the Leafs have been the better team in the second period, but they've been unable to add to their lead. They hit a post. Johansson's made some key saves. Lightning haven't been quite as clean in their execution, and the Leafs have been better in their execution. They've been harder on the puck, too. Like, they've raised their urgency level, which has helped them win more puck battles than what we saw in the first period. Draw coming to the right of Johansson with 2:01 left in the second. 1-0 Leafs. Matthews and Girgensons on the draw. Won by the Lightning. That was a clean win for Girgensons, and Radish flips it out. That went into the Toronto bench. I mean, goodness gracious. Clean face-off win. Radish is looking to play it off the glass, and somehow it hit the glass and still went into the bench. They bring the face-off out to center ice? Maybe that's what happened. It's like, how did it go off the glass and go into the bench? It hit off the stick of Riley in the neutral zone. So, Girgensons and Matthews from neutral ice. $1:57 left in the period. Matthews skates right into the offensive zone. He's checked by Darren Radish. A steal for Girgensons. Dumps it by the net, J.J. Moser. Has Gord open on the left wing. Yanni Gord fumbles the puck a bit, but gets it out of the zone. Spins it down the ice. Girgensons wins the race, negating the icing. Have to cycle it back to Pontus Holmberg, but it was away from Pontus Holmberg, and Domi flips it out. Here's Moser in the Lightning end. Right wing Radish. On the left side, Yanni Gord to center. Gord rips it in. 90 seconds left in the period. Puck is going to be played by Girgensons' right circle. Slips it for Holmberg by the net. Pontus Holmberg, strong in the puck left circle. He's knocked to the ice. No call. And now a penalty. It was a late call, and then Girgensons was shoved against the boards by Ekman Larsson, but I think they're getting the original takedown of Holmberg. The referee wasn't going to call that and then changed his mind. So at long last, the Lightning get a power play.
95, minor penalty tripping.
It's on Ekman Larsson. Holmberg draws the infraction, so the Lightning will get a power play with less than 2 minutes left in the period. Tico power play number 1. It's just the second penalty call tonight. Leafs have had a pretty good year on the penalty kill. 81.5%, 12th in the NHL. Lightning are tied for 24th in the power play, 15.9%. Braden Point available once more. Gensel loses the faceoff though to Lawton, and McCabe rips it out around the far boards down the length of the ice. So the Lightning lose the draw and have to try and gain re-entry, so we approach 1 minute left in the period. Darren Radish winds up. Radish slides it for Point. It was not a good pass and went behind it. And the Leafs knew that Radish wanted to drop it, and they basically closed on him, forced an error and feed. So now Point has to take it himself up the middle. Directs for Kucherov. Final minute presented by Crown Automotive. The better way to buy for over 50 years. Kucherov at center ice slows up and now zips for Bjorkstrand. Onside across the blue line left circle. Bjorkstrand takes the left corner. Slips for Kucherov right circle. Kucherov, a drop pass, misses everyone and comes out of the zone. Leafs using an aggressive kill, and the Lightning are not passing the puck quickly enough. Half a minute to go in the period. 1-0 Toronto, late second. Radish up the middle at center. Got it across the line of Bjorkstrand. Is that offside? No, they said it was onside. It was deflected, and Jarnkrok bangs it down the ice. Nothing happening for the Lightning on this power play so far. 20 seconds left in the period. Braden Point winds up. Point walks to center ice, gives to Kucherov. Kucherov back to Point across the blue line. A pass knocked down by Stetcher. He'll flip it down the ice. Do it in the period. Very quiet power play for the Lightning. They will carry a little over 40 seconds worth of power play time, 43 seconds officially into the third. Leafs had a strong second, but good for the Lightning to not fall behind by more than one. So the score remains the same. 1-0 Toronto after 40 minutes. Greg and the gang have the second intermission report coming up on Lightning Radio.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn the back seat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
Hey Tampa Bay, the holidays are here and Chick-fil-A Catering makes meal planning a breeze. Choose from a variety of trays including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and brownies for your next holiday gathering. Perfect for any size get-together. Just place your order for delivery or pickup through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead. Then pick up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Take cooking off your plate this holiday season and enjoy the gift of Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Millions of fans agree. This Christmas tradition rocks. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting The Ghost of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. December 14th, 2 shows. Benchmark International Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss this season's most exciting concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
For 10 years in a row, Tampa General has been named the #1 hospital in Tampa Bay by U.S. News and World Report. And once again, we're recognized as a top 50 hospital in the nation. This year in 6 specialties: diabetes and endocrinology, ear, nose, and throat, gastroenterology and GI surgery, heart and vascular care, obstetrics and gynecology, and urology. Tampa General, the region's only academic health system, a university-based program.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends, near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Shoots! Score! Dean Gonzalez! His first NHL goal! What a shot!
This is the Lightning Audio Network Intermission Report. Here's Greg Linnelli.
Loser after in the Lightning near corner. Punches it up the near boards. Bjorkstrand got a stick lifted. Couldn't clear. Held in Yarncroke. The right point shot goes wide left. Rebound held in by Lawrence. Shoot, save made. Rebound. Yarncroke. Save made. Johansson with the glove and he holds on.
Big save, no doubt about it. Mish on the call. That was tonight's cleanest play, brought to you by Bubble Down Car Wash, the official car wash of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning didn't play nearly as well in that second period as they did in the first. That being said, the score is the same. The Leafs lead 1-0 heading into the third period, and Tampa Bay will be on the power play to begin the third. 43 seconds to be exact. Has been pretty, for sure, on the power play to start. But let's see if the Lightning, with a fresh sheet of ice, can maybe work some magic and tie this thing up. But shots on goal through 2 periods, 2019 in favor of Tampa Bay. Toronto's won 54% of the faceoffs, Tampa Bay at 46. Our panel is here. Eric Erlinson, Bobby the Chief Taylor, Ben Pierce. They're with us right now. Boys, what do we make of that second period? Chief, I'll start with you.
Well, one thing Toronto did was they made the plays at the blue line. They didn't allow the Lightning to get in free carries into the blue line. They made the plays to try to do it. The only way the Flyers or Lightning could get in there was to fly the puck in behind the net and then try and go and chase it down. Lightning did not protect the blue line. They just, every time the Toronto puck carrier had it, they had free ride right into the blue line to get set up. That was the biggest difference in my mind.
You know, we always see these two teams, it seems like over the past number of years, are pretty close in the way that they play each other in these games, right? Like one team will dominate a period, then the other team will come back and dominate a period. And that's kind of how this one feels a little bit. Obviously, Tampa Bay was the better team in the first period, even though they didn't get one on the board and actually were trailing after 20 minutes. Toronto certainly had the better chances, I felt, in that second period to kind of push back. And, fortunately, Jonas Johansson made a couple of pretty good stops there, including the one we just heard on Kalle Jarnkrok, to keep this a one-goal game. And now here we are, a one-goal game going into the third period. It feels like we've said this a lot throughout the course of the season, that all you got to do now is you go out, you win a period, you give yourself an opportunity, to get some points and win a game. And, maybe it starts with the power play, but remember I said, Greg, in first intermission, what fans might want to do with these power plays?
How dare you be right in this instance? Come on. There's still some time left, though.
Try to reverse jinx it, Greg.
You've got to reverse jinx it. Ben, will the reverse jinx work?
You hope so. I will admit, though, that first minute 17 did not look very promising for the reverse jinx. Just even, we talked a lot about getting the power play set up. You can't set up the power play if you can't get into the zone, right? They really couldn't even get the power play breakout in that first part of that power play opportunity. So it was tough to watch. I think, like E said, you got to tip your hat to Jonas Johansson. The good news is it's a one-goal game. And I think when you look at this power play, you just have to dumb it down and say, hey, somebody forget the passing at the blue lines. Somebody skate this puck into the zone, circle around, and make one pass. And let's take a shot and crash the net. You just have to dumb this down a little bit, because I think the other teams right now are just sitting back and saying, we're going to let you pass into a mistake when you're trying to enter the zone right now. Because right now the Lightning are doing it just about every time. And it's tough to watch right now, unfortunately.
And that's what can happen, right, Chief? You get frustrated, you cheat a little bit, and then next thing you know, Toronto's going the other way. So important to, as they say, trust the process.
Well, the power play is the same thing every time. They get to the puck. The guy carries the puck to about 5-6 feet from the blue line, then passes it all the way back to their own zone circle. That guy comes in, and the Leafs will be making the play at the blue line. If they do, they have to dump it in. But when they're dumping in, that's everybody standing still at the blue line. So if you don't know what's going to do, you can't take that chance to get in there real quick. Toronto's waiting for it. It's very easy to defend a power play when you know exactly what they're going to do every single time. And there's something has to be adjusted. They keep saying the process. Well, that process on the power play sucks.
E?
How am I supposed to follow that up?
I don't know. I'm just taking it to you.
Exclamation point.
Thanks for putting me on the spot.
I decline.
He's not wrong. There's no doubt about it. He's not wrong. That's where the power play struggles are, right? When they're set up, they can be dangerous. Look at the game against Pittsburgh the other night, when I think, didn't Nikita Kucherov have 19 shot attempts in that game? And how many did you see just firing pucks? I think some of those that were classified as shot attempts are actually passes. He was looking for guys on the back post, but they go down as, that's a shot mentality and getting pucks towards the net and funneling pucks towards the net. So we know when they can get in the zone and get control of the puck that they can be dangerous. But the problem is, like Ben said, if you don't have the puck in the zone, it doesn't matter. Right? Look, Jake Gensel lost the faceoff. He's been pretty reliable in terms of power play faceoffs for, really since last year in these situations, but he lost the draw, puck gets cleared, and now they can't get back in. And I know it was a minute 17, so it wasn't a full 2 minutes. They've got the 43 seconds to start the third. But when you're chasing it. You're chasing the power play when you lose that first draw, and then when you can't get in and get set up, it's just, that's where it just sucks the momentum out of whatever it is they're trying to do and actually boost some momentum from the other team. So, yeah, the zone entries, you don't have. Braden Point is really about the only guy that comes with speed that can make guys back off on the blue line, right? Remember Teddy Purcell when Teddy was here? He's a one-man breakout on the power play. He could get the puck in the zone so easily. It just seemed that he was just so shifty with the way he could get in. They don't have one of those players, so maybe you just have to adjust to your personnel and find a different way to get the puck back in the zone.
It's got to happen soon, though, Ben, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're quickly running out of time again, and the good news is it is only one goal, but that second period, Toronto, you could tell, pushed right off that first puck drop. They were ready to go, and Tampa Bay was on their heels a little bit against a team like Toronto that's right there trying to make their own push here further down the standings. You're not going to be able to do that for another period here in the third. They're going to shut you out here if you let them. So you have to have that push, and you have to have it from the opening faceoff. Even if you don't score on this power play, you'd like to see at least a little bit of jump in this 43 seconds. Get some momentum and just start the push immediately from this opening faceoff.
I was going to ask you as well, Ian, Chief, how Cooch and Point have looked for you guys coming back tonight.
Well, I don't think they've had a shot. One of the things that had helped us before was the fact that Point would use that speed of his to back everybody off. But what's happening is that Toronto has the two forwards, or the two players that are playing the top part of the penalty kill, is staying right up at the blue line there, and you have to maneuver around there. So, and then the defense are just not too far behind them. They're really protecting that blue line, and the Lightning are really struggling to try and find a way to get through it.
Especially since the first period, right? First period, they were on pucks, they were getting in, they were cycling the puck, they were getting pucks to the net. I think Brayden actually had a couple of chances in tight. That one, he kind of tried to go across the grain, and Hildeby, cut it down with the glove. So, not explosive, not the explosive Brayden Point we want to see. I don't know if the injury he's coming off of is sort of limiting some of that explosiveness that we're used to seeing from him in his game. But the two can work some magic. They didn't start the game together, but they've taken some shifts together here as the game has gone on. It's kind of the way that John Cooper's trying to work it now, is that when those two are on together, the magic that they can create. So he's kind of given them a couple of opportunities as Zork. Okay, we're going to go back to what the lines were before, and kind of mix and match things around. Especially in a game like this, where you're just looking for that one play to get a puck into the net to get everybody going. Right? It just feels like one of those games.
All right, boys. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you in the postgame.
Thank
you, guys. All right, there they go. That was Bobby the Chief Taylor, Eric Rollinson, and Ben Pierce. With Spectrum, it's only getting all of the sports with over $100 worth of streaming apps and live TV included at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com. Go to your happy plates with $6 IHOP value menu, available every day at IHOP, $7 in some locations. Told you about the shots on goal through two periods, 2019 in favor of Tampa Bay. The Lightning had 5 shots on goal in that second period. Toronto with 8. The Lightning, again, will have 43 seconds of power play time to begin the third period. When you take a look at some individual statistics for the Lightning, we mentioned Point so far. He's played 13 shifts, 10:48 of ice time, and Cooch has played 14:40. He has taken 14 shots as well. And then you take a look on the back end. Moser, 17 shifts, 14:08 of ice time, and Victor Hedman at 12:06, and he has taken 14 shifts as well. Face-offs through two periods, again, 54% Toronto, and the Lightning at 46%. Each weekday at noon, Dave Mishkin and I host Lightning Power Lunch, presented by Refrum. It's 1 hour of hockey talk for your lunch hour. You can listen live in the Lightning mobile app or watch the video live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. And if you missed the show, download the podcast in your favorite podcast app. Make sure you listen anytime. We'll be on the airwaves tomorrow from noon to 1, breaking down this game. And then, of course, getting ready for the game against the Canadiens. Mish will have the third period call when we return. The Lightning trail 1-0 heading into the third period on Lightning Radio.
Catch up with the latest news and notes on the Lightning every morning with the Daily Strike podcast. In less than 5 minutes, you'll hear the latest news, Dave Mishkin highlights.
Score! What a goal from Nikita Kucherov!
Coach Cooper and player comments, plus this date in Lightning history. The Daily Strike podcast. Available everywhere you listen to podcasts.
Renewal by Anderson of Tampa and Sarasota has an incredible 31-day sale going on right now. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors, plus no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Bonus, free TrueScene screen upgrade for the first 50 customers. Renewal by Anderson, bestwindowsflorida.com. Superior products, exceptional service. License number CGC 1527613.
Hi, folks. Phil Esposito here, Hockey Hall of Famer. Well, who knew that I was going to go a little bit deaf? I lost my hearing a little bit. People kept telling me, what's wrong with you? You can't hear. So guess what? They were right. I went to Audibel. Audibel took care of me. It was incredible. Audibel, they are terrific. And by the way, Audibel's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Book your free hearing test now at floridahearing.com. Hear better, live better.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Let's live more.
This travel week, sail far and save big with Norwegian Cruise Line. Get 50% off all cruises and enjoy our free at sea package with specialty dining, unlimited open bar, and more. All included. Plus, get a special limited time bonus deal. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
What a pass. The third period of tonight's Tampa Bay Lightning game is presented by Advent Health. Feel whole. Here's Dave Mishkin.
Lightning trail the Maple Leafs 1-0 after 2. The Lightning will carry 43 seconds of power play time into the third. Jonas Johansson back in the net to my left. Dennis Hildeby in the goal to my right. With Marathon Rewards, earn on every fill-up, bank your rewards, and choose when you save on fuel. Join in seconds to save up to $1 per gallon. Well, it's a little surprising to me that the Leafs only had 7 second-period shots. That seems a little low to me, but that was what the stats tell us. They took one shot away. The Leafs had a good second period. They picked up their game. They played with more urgency. They were cleaner in their execution. This is what I think has happened, though, to the Lightning, because this is the team that I've seen every minute of this year. The Lightning have not led in a game since their last win. They've either been tied or trailing, and it has just been a grind looking up at a deficit, in addition to the fact that they've been, for the most part, snake-bitten offensively. So, kind of like the Pittsburgh game, they started great, they generated all these chances, didn't get rewarded, and then they fell behind. They were able to battle back in that game, but I think that it's the cumulative effect at this point of what has transpired before tonight. Because as much as Dan Hinote said, they're a veteran team and they can stick with the process, they sagged a little bit once they fell behind 1-0. I thought they had a great first 15 minutes. They gave up the goal late first, and they've been unable to generate much of anything since. They had more scoring chances in the first 15 minutes than they've had since. A lot more. But they have a period left, and basically the elixir to this is getting a goal. Something good needs to happen for them, and I think this will get solved. Nick Paul wins the faceoff from Lawton at center ice. They had Paul out there to try and win the draw. The Lightning started at center ice. Kucherov, 33 in the penalty, right wing point. Across the blue line, right point Gensel. For Kucherov, off his skate, he fumbled it away, and Lorenz counter shorthanded. To the red line, will dump this in. Johansson lost it by the net. Lawton, he had a shorthanded goal in Toronto's last game. Beats Lorenz right circle. Lorenz is checked, and the Lightning bust out 3-on-2. Gensel up the middle at center. Across the line, Kucherov high slot. Left circle, point, shoot, save made by Hildeby. Can the Lightning hold it in? Yes. Radish right circle, 10 in the penalty. Right corner, point. Right circle, Gensel to Kucherov, top of the right circle. Penalty almost up. Kucherov in the right circle. Holding, right corner, Gensel. In front, point, shoots, blocked. And then it came to the goaltender who covered it, Hildeby, and Gensel was shoved to the ice by Lawton well after the whistle, and the Lightning didn't like that one bit. I thought point shot was blocked. Maybe it reached Hildeby. I'd have to see a replay on it. And that was a I shouldn't say dirty, but needless hit from Lawton. The play was over. Gensel was just standing there. Let's see. Did this come through? Maybe it did. I mean, Gensel's not expecting to get shoved like that, but they don't call a penalty. That was a shot on net from point. Good save by Hildeby, but again, he was down in the butterfly and the puck hit him in the pad. Lightning for one of the game in the power play. See the little activity near the end sparks them. Kucherov stays out to join Cirelli and Hagel. 5-on-5 shift, draw to the left of Hildeby. I'll put it this way, they could have called a penalty on Lawton. They chose not to. Cirelli and Matthews on the draw. Won by Matthews, but Nyes loses Hagel. Right circle Cirelli, right point to Radish. Shoot, save made. There was a rebound right in front, but it got knocked away from the low slot by Riley to Matthews, so clear. And then Radish a pass to Cirelli, stolen Matthews into the Lightning zone. Matthews, right circle Domi. Shoot, save Johansson. Puck alive, Hagel. Brandon Hagel controls it and chips it high in the air safely out. To center ice, bounces into the Leafs zone for Morgan Riley. They sling it to center ice. Radish blocks it. Got caught in his skates. Matthews will steal and tap it into the Lightning end. Moser right back out to center. J.J. Moser got it across the blue. He's stripped by Ekman Larson, though. At the left point, Ekman Larson clears. Kucherov on a counter for Cirelli. He's onside across the blind of Hagel. Brandon Hagel steps left circle. Hagel across for Kucherov, blocking at Domi. They've saved a goal right there. Hagel follows up left corner. Lighting up more life here to start the third in terms of their jump. Moser left point, right point Lilleberg. Right circle to Kucherov. Shoots, they made Hildeby. He saw that one all the way and gloves it. Get a whistle. 18-17 left in the third. 1-0 Toronto. Lightning come back with Gensel, Paul, and Point. Braden Point will take this face off against Tavares. To the left of Dennis Hildeby. 50-50. It's controlled by the Leafs. Nylander busts out to center ice and dribbles it in. To the Lightning zone, Destu collects. Destu wraps it around the far board to Paul. Bumps it out, Point to center ice. Cross ice Gensel skates onto this in the Toronto end of the right point. Jams it to himself in the right corner. Gensel keeps it alive for Point behind the net. Right corner, Gensel tried to drop it to the point, but Nylander along the boards was there to intercept. William Nylander veers to center ice, left wing Tavares. To the Lightning zone, Tavares erased by Lilleberg. Beautifully done. Destu collects the puck to the near corner, Lilleberg. Spinning on Tavares. Two good plays by Lilleberg. On Tavares. Lilleberg clears to center ice. Puck alive in the neutral zone. It's picked up by Easton Cow and he'll pop it in. 2.5 played in the third, Lightning down 1-0. Somebody needs to make a play for Tampa Bay offensively. Max Crozier collects the puck behind the Lightning net. Crozier looks up ice. Headman feed to center ice Finley. To the offensive zone, Bjorkstrand right circle. Oliver Bjorkstrand pumps it behind the net. Looking for Gonsalves, losing to Mermis. Up the near boards, Nick Waugh. Waugh checked by Gonsalves. Right circle, Finley. Ooh, he had Bjorkstrand open in front. Couldn't get on the puck. He got checked to the ice by Benoit, and then Mermis ices it. Boy, a heavy check was laid on Mermis by, I think, Gonsalves. It was after he played the puck, and Mermis is down. Can't put any weight on his right leg. And McMahon was looking to start something with one of the Lightning players. There was no penalty called on the check. But now the Leafs are reacting. We have a fight between Crozier and Joshua. I don't think it was Crozier who hit Mermis. Wait for the replay. Joshua, pretty tough customer, throws a couple of punches on Crozier, and then Crozier tackles him. Crozier lost his helmet as he dragged him to the ice. So I want to see what happened on the hit. Mermis is going to the Leafs dressing room. He can't put any weight on his right leg. But how about a penalty on the Leafs for retaliating after a clean check? There was no penalty called on the check. Why do the Lightning have to respond to a clean check? We see that called numerous times. The refs are talking it over. I mean, the Leafs went looking for a fight there. It was Gonsalves. Oh, knee on knee. Listening for the penalty calls here. Certainly the fighting majors on Crozier and Joshua, but it was Gonsalves who laid the check. more discussions being held between the referee and Hedman and Matthews.
Penalties on the play. 93 Tampa has been assessed a major penalty. Tampa Bay 24, 5 minutes for fighting. Toronto 81, 5 minutes for fighting. Major penalty slashing will be reviewed.
Slashing? No, if anything, it was kneeing. Now, this is a huge call against the Lightning. I didn't see them call the penalty right away, though. They're going to look at it. Let's see, did he slash him? He didn't slash him at all. It was a knee-on-knee check. Crozier's going to the locker room, I think, or he's going to the bench. Well, let's see what they call here. I mean, I thought it was knee-on-knee, but it wasn't open ice knee-on-knee. Gonsalves didn't line him up properly. That's why it was knee-on-knee. But if this major penalty holds, the Leafs get a glorious opportunity to break this game wide open. Crozier, whatever he needed from the bench, he got. He's going back to the penalty box. And look, I think it's clear the Leafs started that fight, and they were not given an extra 2 for starting the fight, which would have helped a little bit here. They're taking a long look at this replay. I mean, they call it slashing. It wasn't a slash. I don't think they saw it. I think they're just assuming that something happened, and they wanted to look at it on video. I wasn't aware that you could review all majors. Hits to the head, yes. The high stick, we know about that. If it's a double minor or more, they can review it. This was not a hit to the head. This was not a slash. Well, we await the decision just like everybody else. Referees tonight, Graham Skilleter and Francois St. Laurent. I mean, for a major to be called, I don't think there was intent there. Yeah, they came at Gonsalves. McMahon came at Gonsalves. Waugh came at Gonsalves. And then Crozier basically said, all right, if you're going to fight someone, you're going to fight me. And the Leafs are not given anything for that. They were looking for the fight. They are the reason. They are the team that basically initiated this fight. But they got no penalty as a result of that other than just the fighting major. I don't know what to make of this long review, if this is good news or not good news for the Lightning. Let's listen in to Graham Skilleter.
Penalties on the play. Tampa Bay 93, 5-minute major for kneeing and a game misconduct. Tampa Bay 24, 5 minutes for fighting. Toronto 74, match penalty high sticking. Toronto 81, 5 minutes for fighting.
So they were reviewing what McMahon did. I didn't see the high stick from McMahon, so the penalties are a wash. Gonsalves is out for the game. McMahon is out for the game, and he's going to get suspended. You get a match penalty, that's an automatic suspension. And then we had the fight between Crozier and Joshua. So they did basically what I was talking about, quote-unquote, instigating the fight. It was instigated by a high stick from Bobby McMahon, which I did not see in the replay. So neither team gets a power play out of this. Very rare to see a call like this. So they were reviewing the high stick. They weren't reviewing, but they called slashing. It wasn't slashing, it was kneeing on Gonsalves. They didn't announce what they were reviewing. And I'm still waiting to see a replay of what McMahon did. So each team is going to be down one forward for the rest of the game. Each team is down a player for 5 minutes. Greg Berube is getting an explanation from Skilleter. The match penalty and the major penalty count the same in terms of minutes, 5 minutes. But both players are done for the game. They assess the game misconduct to Gonsalves because it was a major penalty. A match penalty carries with it an automatic game misconduct. And if they show the replay, I missed it. So, in a way, the Lightning dodge a bullet because had McMahon not retaliated, it would have been a major on Gonsalves, and they would have had to kill a 5-minute penalty. As it is, it stays 5-on-5, and we'll get a neutral zone faceoff. Tavares and Paul in the neutral zone. And it's won by Toronto. Stetcher left wing McCabe. Taps it in and chases. Wedged off by Radish. Puck grab by Point. Pops it for Moser in the left wing. JT Moser, pass stolen by Nylander in the slot. Walks in right circle, holds. Centers it, blocking it. A diving play by Radish. Saved a goal, I believe, because there was somebody open at the back door for Toronto. I think it was Tavares. Point the other way at the middle of center, across the blue line. Into the slot, shovels it to the left corner for Moser, who had pinched. Loses it. Stetcher bounces out of the zone. Radish denied a 2-on-1 as he punched it back in. The Leafs were flying the zone right there. Lightning have to settle down defensively. A turnover led to a near chance. Now Nyes off the feet from McCabe at center ice, flips it out of play on a dumping attempt. Well, Radish blocked that centering feed from Nylander. I think it was Tavares at the back post who would have had a tap in. It was. Huge play. And then when the puck came into the Toronto end, Moser got caught down low, and Radish had to step up to deny an outlet that would have been a 2-on-1. Center ice face went for Gord. Here's Lilleberg cranking it in. Still 1-0 Toronto in the third. Puck grab by Gergensen's left circle. Cuts in front! Backhand shot! Save made by the goaltender Hildeby. Another great save on Gergensen's. The puck is cleared by Riley to center ice. Gets it back from Matthews. Up the middle, Nyes. Into the Lightning zone. Nyes. Right circle. Domi put it in front. Matthews! St. Johansson! An incredible stop! Puck picked up by Gergensen's. Up the near boards, Holmberg. Can he clear it? No, it didn't get out. Held in Nyes. What a play by Nyes. At the right point, it is Matthews shoveling it to the Lightning near corner. Lilleberg is there. Nyes is just a beast. I mean, this guy plays so well against the Lightning. 10 goals in 9 career games against Tampa Bay, and he has been a force tonight. Here's Moser in the Lightning far corner. To the near side, Destu. The Lightning settle things down. They get a fresh line out there. 4.5 played in the third, 1-0 Leafs. Moser winds up. J.J. Moser, head main feed, Kucherov to center. Bursts across the blue line, left circle, Cirelli. Shoots over the net, might have been tipped, it goes out of play. At the other end, though, Gergensen's made a strong power move to the net. He did that in the first period that led to a Holmberg chance. Right there, it was a save made. Oh, the save was made by Johansson with the shaft of his stick, maybe the knob of his stick. Saved a goal. That was his best save of the night to keep this game 1-0. Cirelli and Watt on the right of Hildeby. 50-50, won by the Lightning. Hedman left point. Touches the left circle to Kucherov. Kucherov checked by Waugh. Kucherov and Waugh battle. Kucherov wins it. Kucherov behind the net. Bust to the right corner. Hard work by Kucherov. Can he keep it alive for Hagel? It's taken away by Steven Lorentz. Lorentz checked by Brandon Hagel. Hagel wins it. Hagel looks to drop it for Moser. Good play. Nick Waugh clears. Back in the Lightning end for Hedman. Right wing J.J. Moser. A pass center ice blocked by McCabe. Slips it up the middle. Waugh will dump it in. Moser regroups in the Lightning near corner around to the far side and Hedman. Hedman turns with it. Flips it up the middle. That almost got blocked and held in by Lawton. It comes out of the zone. Lorentz into the Lightning end. Walks right circle and zips a shot wide left. Lightning been a little loose here defensively. The last couple of minutes, Kucherov clears to center. 5.5 played in the third. 1-0 Leafs. Riley out to center ice. Left side feed, Yarncroke touches it in. Charles-Edouard Destu by the Lightning net. Collects it. Feeds it up the middle. And Hagel for point. Right wing Jake Gensel. Gensel across the blue line. Gensel to the right circle. Gensel pulls up. Jake Gensel feeds at center point Lilleberg. Lilleberg shoots, blocked. Rebound tracked along the near boards by Yarncroke. They'll pump it to the far corner and Morgan Riley. They'll rip it out of the zone. Lilleberg steps up at center ice, ties up Nylander. Forced it in, but Nick Paul was in there. He touches it, and that's an offside against the Lightning. 13:54 left in the third. 1-0 Toronto on Lightning Radio.
Save? With an online energy audit from Tampa Electric, you have the power to manage energy use in your home and identify ways to save on your electric bill. After answering a few online questions, you'll receive personalized energy saving tips tailored for your home. We'll also share ways you can save on your next month's bill, from adjusting your thermostat or upgrading to energy-efficient appliances, which can earn you rebates. Because when you better understand your energy use, the power is in your hands. Start your free online energy audit now at tampaelectric.com/energy audit.
Amalie Motor Oil tips its hat to the manly man. Manly man. You one time wrestled a bear for $50. Manly man. You always order the lumberjack breakfast. Manly man, man, man. And you know that nothing protects your engine better than Amalie Elixir Full Synthetic Motor Oil. Family owned and Tampa Bay grown.
AMALIE, better than it has to be. Amalie.
A proud partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
This is Lightning Radio.
We've just passed the first TV timeout of the third period. Still a 1-0 Toronto lead. The goal on, frankly, a lucky break the Leafs got on a Morgan Riley tally at 16:26 of the first. But since then, the Leafs have had some grade A legit chances that either Johansson has stopped or the Lightning caught a break, like on the Tavares shot in the second period that hit the post. Hildeby had a quieter second period, but he's made some key saves here in the third to keep his team up by 1. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission of these to this broadcast without the express written consent of the Lightning is expressly prohibited. Tavares wins the neutral zone faceoff from Gensel. Morgan Riley in the Toronto end. Left wing Nylander directs it in. J.J. Moser collects, final Lightning net. He's back on the right side with the fighting major to Crozier. Actually, he's on the left side here. Right wing Radish to point at center. Point across the line, right circle. It is Holmberg. Left circle Moser. A pass blocked by Tavares. Turns it free for Cowan. Left wing Riley. Keys it forward, and Nylander deflects it in. Darren Radish by the Lightning net winds up. Lightning move left to right in the third. Ooh, a feed for Holmberg. He almost got checked. It came out of the zone. He was checked by Matthews. Cowan gets it back, flips it in. Radish knocks it down and busts right back out to center. Fires it in and chases. He got tied up a bit by Stetcher. McCabe had it lost at Gensel. Jake Gensel for Holmberg by the net. Pontus Holmberg. Right point, Destu. Shoots, tipped wide left by Cirelli. Following up is Cirelli at the left point. Cirelli shoots wide right. Here's Charles-Edouard Destu at the right circle. Destu pivots, holds it in right point. Destu, a little shot blocked. Rebound Hagel, checked in front. Leafs defending well in front of Hildeby. Boy, that should be interference. McCabe just knocked down Cirelli. He didn't get the puck. Nope, penalty was called. And it's cleared by Matthews to center. Hagel a regroup. Gave it away, Matthews. Bad pass. Matthews to the Lightning zone. Iceland Nyes. Matthew Nyes holds. Right corner, Matthews. Jams for Domi by the net. A little centering feed deflects to Oliver Ekman-Larsson, right point. He'll feed it. Right corner, Domi. Domi checked by Lilleberg. Centers it. It skipped through. Lilleberg lost his stick. Here's Benoit left corner. Benoit getting chased by Hagel. Puck comes to Matthews by the net, though. This all started with a needless turnover by the Lightning. At the left point, Simon Benoit. Shoots wide left. Rebound to Max Domi, right corner. Centers it. It skips through. And Brandon Hagel will have the puck in his stick and clear it to the neutral zone. Ekman-Larsson, his team up 1-0 in the third. Right wing to Benoit. Chips it to the Lightning end. Hedman knocks it down. Over 8 minutes played in the third. Victor Hedman to center ice. Left side feed, Bjorkstrand across the blue line left circle. Bjorkstrand, a centering feed blocked. Stays in play. Picking it up is Finley, right corner. Finding up Paul, loses Riley. Morgan Riley at the far boards, Yarncroke. He'll scoop it out. Darren Radish chases it to his own end. Slips for Finley, right wing Paul. Fumbled it away. Lorentz jams it into the Lightning zone. Lorentz couldn't get it away from Radish. What a great play that was by Radish. Hedman the other way. Flips it forward for Nick Paul. Across the Toronto line. Paul angles it behind the net. Bjorkstrand. He'll bump it left point to Hedman. Victor Hedman shoots wide right. Rebound picked up by Lorentz. And Lorentz skies it high in the air. Out to center ice. That looked like it was high stick down by Yarncroke, who said it was okay. He taps it in. Both sides are getting a change here as Hedman holds on to it. Approaching 9 minutes played in the third. Lightning need a goal. They trail 1-0. Victor Hedman winds up. Hedman zips it up the middle. Kucherov maneuvers it in. Point pursues to the right corner. Point checked by Benoit. And the puck comes free to McCabe. The far board's not out. Pinching Destu holds in for Braden Point, left corner. Point double team. Point knocked to the ice by McCabe. Gets back up. Who's got the puck? McCabe, checked by Gensel. Point looked to drop it to the point for Destu. Nylander a steal and a clear. Destu slips it forward. Kucherov. Across the line, Gensel. Open right circle. Gensel. A pass blocked. And it's tapped out by Cowan to center ice. Lilleberg on his horse. Tied up by Cowan, but gets help from Gensel. 10:22 left. 1-0 Toronto. Jake Gensel up the middle at center for Kucherov. Back for Gensel across the blue line. Right circle to Kucherov. Kucherov holds. Whiffs on a pass. Now he centers it. It skips through. Puck to Cirelli left circle. Right point Radish. Right circle to Kucherov. A little feed. Comes to the slot. Cirelli, a backhand shot. Save made Hildeby. Here's Gensel. Left corner, right corner Kucherov. A centering pass misses everyone. Comes back to the Lightning end. Quick regroup Radish trying to catch the Leafs interchange. Darren Radish right wing to Kucherov. Across the blue line, Kucherov right point. Banks it behind the net. Grabbing it Hagel. Left corner. Shot one off the side of the net. And here's Ekman-Larsson. Putting it off the near boards out to Domi at center. Domi for Nyes. He'll flip it in. J.J. Moser has 2 Leafs on him. He'll rim it around the far boards. Hard to Cirelli. Cirelli is checked. Cirelli lost it. Held in Matthews. Right circle. Domi shot it over the net. It was tipped by Moser. And goes out of play. TV timeout. 9:34 left. 1-0 Toronto on Lightning Radio.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Get your daily dose of Lightning hockey with Lightning Power Lunch. Greg Linnelli here. Join me and Dave Mishkin every weekday at noon Eastern for an hour of in-depth analysis, breaking news, and insider info on the Tampa Bay Lightning. You can listen live in the Lightning mobile app or watch the live stream on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Just follow @Bolts Radio. Miss the show? No worries. Download the podcast anytime in your favorite app. That's Lightning Power Lunch, weekdays at noon on the Lightning Audio Network.
At PNC Bank, the official retail bank of the Tampa Bay Lightning, we've always taken a boring approach to handling your money. Not only is it smart, it's reliable. And why would we ever want to be unreliable with anyone's money? Some of those customers could be big, tough hockey players who gladly give up their teeth for a win. Oh, that's going to hurt. But really, we just think boring is the smartest way to help ensure your money's there for exciting things in life. Like intentionally placing your body in front of a frozen rubber puck traveling at 100 miles per hour. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
This is Lightning Radio.
9:34 left in the third. Still a 1-0 Toronto lead. Right now, let's break 10 seconds for station identification on Lightning Radio.
The world's greatest coverage.
James, 3-on-1. Taves, Lee, scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
So the fighting majors on Crozier and Joshua have expired, so they are available for their teams. I'd mentioned Gonsalves given a major for kneeing in a game misconduct, and McMahon given a match penalty that carries with it game misconduct. I didn't actually even mention that Dakota Mermis, who was injured on the Gonsalves kneeing play, also has left this game. It didn't look like he was going to be returning. Tavares and Paul to the left of Johansson, won by the Lightning. Moser flips it down the ice. It's going to be an icing. Well, this is what the challenge is when you're facing a team that is so good on faceoffs. It's hard to win the draw, and when you do, you got to make sure you execute to get it down the ice without icing it. So the Lightning weren't able to do that. So now Paul's on his weak side against Tavares to the right of Johansson. 9:28 left in the third. Tavares loses the faceoff. Paul won 2 in a row. Radish in the Lightning near corner. Left side outlet, J.J. Moser. Moser does get to the red line. Shot it off Cirelli. That stung him. It does come in. Now, Riley lost it, Cirelli. Left circle, Nick Paul. Cranks across ice. Radish is going to hold this into the right point. Radish turns it behind the net. Comes around the boards. Moser steps up. Holds in for Jake Gensel at the left point. Again, he rims it. It comes to the near side, and Radish let it go past him to Anthony Cirelli. He's got it right circle. Walks to the slot. Shoot, save made. There's a rebound in front. Hildeby didn't cover it, but it's grabbed by Ekman Larsson. He'll flip it out. Moser tracks into the Lightning end, a pass to the neutral zone, bounced off Tavares and went into the Toronto bench. Hildeby continues to be so solid, and the team in front of him is great at swallowing up and clearing. He's not swallowing up the pucks on every shot. If there is a rebound, his teammates are boxing out, and they are getting to that loose puck first, as Ekman Larsson did right there. Neutral zone face-up between Matthews and Point, 8:49 remaining in the third. Points tossed. Hagel joins Point and Kucherov on this shift. He'll take the draw, and Matthews wins it. Stetcher, left wing McCabe, back for Troy Stetcher. Feed denies it, center ice deflects it in. Johansson leaves it for Destube on the Lightning net. Head main feed, Brandon Hagel. Brandon Hagel busts up the middle at center. Across the Toronto line, right circle to Kucherov. Feeds to Point in the slot, lost it. Lilleberg trying to hold this in. He does. Right circle Point, back for Lilleberg, right point. Lightning fighting the puck a little bit. Lilleberg a feed to the near corner, blocked by McCabe. McCabe checked by Kucherov. Kucherov trying to force a steal. Instead, it's going to come to Domi for Stetcher. Stetcher on the far boards, chops it out to center ice, and here's Matthews. Maybe a 2-on-1. Matthews down the right wing, cross the line, right circle. Shoots! Save Johansson. Rebound is bouncing around. Hagel picks it up. Leads Kucherov. Out to center ice, a pass blocked by McCabe. Hagel follows up. Cross ice feed blocked by Nyes. There he is again into the Lightning zone. A shot in the slot blocked by Lilleberg. That was not a dangerous shot. It was up high, and Lilleberg was right in his face, basically, to block the shot. It deflects out of play. Tell you what, Nyes, I mean, this guy, he is incredible as a player. Strong, smart, goes to the net, impossible to move, skilled. Face out to the right of Johansson, under 8 to play. 1-0 Toronto. Juan Gord, 50-50. Who's got it? Gord picks it up, overskated it almost, but Crozier follows up, jams to center ice, and Holmberg deflects it in. Simon Benoit pivots behind the Toronto net. Right side feed, Ekman Larson to center ice, and Dakota Joshua jams it in on Johansson. Puts it under T for Hedman. Wraps it around the near boards. It does get out of the zone. Yarncrook blocks it for Ekman Larson. Bumps it for Joshua on the right wing. Back for Oliver Ekman Larson. 7:34 left. Lightning need a goal. They're now 1-0. Kelly Yarncrook to center ice and Benoit on the left wing. Back for Yarncrook. Forces it in. Hannes Holmberg picks it up. He's hooked by Waugh. Gets away. Beats Hedman on the left wing. Hedman pivoting on Waugh. Squeezes free and walks it up the middle. Victor Hedman. Right wing Crozier to the red line. Launches it in. Hard around is picked up by Stetcher. A pass. Oh, just skipped over Gord's stick on the near side. It's grabbed by Lawton. Back for Stetcher. 7:06 left. Joy Stetcher floats this into the Lightning end. Destu banks it up the far boards, intercepting Tavares. Tavares is stripped. There's Bjorkstrand flipping it up the middle. It's out of the zone. Jake McCabe knocks it down. Left wing Lawton. He'll drop it right back in. Lilleberg traps it in the Lightning near corner. Busts through a check, but he couldn't get it past Lawton. Holds in left circle. Cross ice Ekman Larson left circle. Pass by the Lightning net, cut off by Destu. Turns for Lilleberg with 6:39 left. Lightning down 1-0. Lilleberg back for Destu. Right side outlet. Oliver Bjorkstrand to center. Across the blue line. Bjorkstrand right circle to Finley. Shoot, save made. Hildeby. Rebound. Nyes. Hits Matthews to center. Flips it forward. Domi. Chases it to the Lightning end. That was too far for him. It's going to be an icing. There's a break for the Lightning. They'll get an ozone face-off here with 6:22 remaining in the third. They trail 1-0. Lightning's last goal was Hagel's goal in the third period to tie the game against Pittsburgh with whatever it was, about 8 minutes left. Of course, they scored the Kucherov goal that tied it that was taken away due to the hand pass. They have not scored since, though. Paul and Matthews, won by Nick Paul. At the left point, Radish tried to go to Gensel in the slot. Great play, Nyes. Intercepts and counters. Nyes to center ice. Jams it in and chases. He'll get to it right circle. A drop pass. Grabbed by Benoit. Left circle. Benoit shoots. Tipped his wide right by Matthews. Radish, a little feet. Jake Gensel. Gensel to center ice. Turns for Moser. Moser back. On the left side, it's Gensel. Across the blue line, left circle. He shoots. Save made Hildeby. There was a big rebound in front, but grabbing it is Benoit. Lost it Sorelli. Gave it right back McCabe. He'll zip it out to center ice. Nylander pursues it, but Radish does it first. Move to J.J. Moser with 5:48 left. The middle, Nick Paul deflects this in. It's behind the Toronto net. Hildeby jams it around the far boards. Paul keep left circle. Nick Paul, it's a drop from Moser left point. Cranks it behind the net. It's going to ricochet to Gensel. Right corner, Sorelli. Sorelli spinning on Tavares. They battle. Puck grab by McCabe. Chopping it around the far boards. Destu holds it in. Left circle, Gensel. A shot blocked, and off the block comes out of the zone. Tavares wins it from Gensel into the Lightning zone. Penalty coming up on the Lightning. I think Gensel got his stick into Tavares. Delayed penalty. Lightning have to touch this puck. Approaching 5 minutes left. They've got a penalty kill upcoming. Morgan Riley in delayed call. Net is empty for the Leafs. Drops it for Matthews. And now Nylander. Back for Matthews. Lightning have to possess this puck. Time is precious here. They have to start the penalty kill here. Riley to the Lightning end, loses to Lilleberg. So the clock is stopped with 4:57 left. We will get, I believe, a TV timeout. Yes, we will. Toronto gets a power play. Late third, up 1-0 on Lightning Radio.
Spectrum TV fixed TV and combined all your favorite sports streaming apps with live TV.
32, Blue 32, hot hype. It's only more Hail Marys.
It's only more bottom of the ninth magic.
It's only more slow motion replays.
It's only getting all the sports with over $100 worth of streaming apps like ESPN, Fox One, Tennis Channel, Peacock, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Mental health challenges affects too many lives, and too often the silence around them leads to painful outcomes. Hi, I'm Nick Paul. and it's time we break through the stigma and start real conversations about mental wellness. That's why I'm proud to partner once again with Slide Insurance to continue Points by Paul, an initiative supporting the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay. Join my team and be part of this movement by visiting pointsbypaul.com and help us shine a light on those facing mental health struggles. So together, we can build a brighter path forward.
Whether it's training day, game day,
Pass to the corner. He scores!
or recovery day, Advent Health keeps you ready for every day and for everything that makes you feel whole. Advent Health, official health and wellness partner of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
This is Lightning Radio.
Well, certainly a crucial kill upcoming for the Lightning. Slide Insurance penalty kill number 2. Leafs are 0 for 1 on the power play. Gensel off for hooking. He did hook Tavares at 15:03. Lightning are down 1-0. If they can kill this penalty, a big if, they'll have a little under 3 minutes left to try and tie the game. Cirelli and Tavares to the right of Johansson. Leafs had 3 shots on their first power play opportunity. Tavares wins the draw. Morgan Riley at the center point. Right point Matthews shoots, blocked it away by Johansson. Lilleberg looking to clear it for Cirelli. He'll backhand it down the near side lane to the ice.
15:03.
Clearly the first objective for the Lightning, don't allow a goal, but if they have a chance to attack shorthanded, certainly they'll do it. Morgan Riley drops it for Nylander. 1:40 in the power play. Nylander to the center ice circle. Softly dumps it in. Mize pursues. He and Lilleberg tie each other up. Matthews grabs it. Bumps to Nylander left circle. Center point Riley. Morgan Riley drifts right point. Takes a shot. Tipped by Nye. Save made by Johansson. Rebound is cleared by Lilleberg. Off Riley's stick. A break for the Lightning. It comes out of the zone. Morgan Riley pivots back in his own end. Trying to get away from Hagel. Flips it up the middle. Nylander loses it. Here's Hagel. Shorthanded to the offensive zone. Cuts to the slot. Shoots. It got deflected by Riley wide left. And the Lightning are getting a shorthanded change here as Matthews winds up. 1:02 left in the penalty. 1-0 Toronto in the third. Austin Matthews zips it for Cowan. Easton Cowan. Hands off Domi to center ice. Domi cranks it in. Hard around Hedman. Bumps it behind the net for Radish over his stick. Gergenson's grabs. Gergenson's maneuvers to Gord. Can he clear it? Gord gave it away on a clearing attempt. McCabe holds it in. That puck could have gone out. McCabe dumps it behind the net. Radish to steal. Darren Radish hard on the puck. Skates it up the right wing and then drops it for Victor Hedman. 32 in the penalty. Hedman killing a little bit more time. Flips it down the far side of the length of the ice. Leafs go right to left in the third. They have 25 seconds left in their power play. 1-0 Toronto, late third. Ekman Larson drops it off Domi. Max Domi up the middle at center. Got it across the blue line. Slips it toward Nick Waugh in the right corner. Lilleberg is there. Lilleberg loses Waugh, but Cirelli knocks it away from the low slot into the far corner. Moser picks it up. J.J. Moser turns with it and banks it out. Brandon Hagel at center. Penalty almost up. Hagel back for Moser. Penalty up. Moser across the blue line. Right circle to Cirelli. Cirelli cuts to the slot, lost the handle. He got checked, and Yarncroke will clear it. Johansson stays put as we got 2:48 left. Scott Lawton golfs it in. Leafs don't score on the power play. Stays 1-0 Toronto. Goaltender Johansson played it on the far boards. Lawton a block right corner. Centers it. It got knocked down in front by Gensel. Gensel on the boards. Kucherov gave it away. Lawton a backhand shot. Save Johansson. Very sloppy by the Lightning. 2 turnovers in a row in their own end. One was by Johansson, the other from Kucherov. Lightning keep the puck out. It stays 1-0 Toronto, 2:33 left. Tricky backhander from Lawton, who's got a 3-game goal streak entering this game, his first 3 goals of the year. So the Lightning have to first get the puck down the ice in order to pull Johansson and then try and score a 6-on-5 goal. Been, unfortunately, a very familiar predicament for the Lightning of late, where they're down late in games trying to pull the goalie. And pulling the goalie. But they had to get through that penalty kill first, which they did. Draw to the right of Johansson. Point and Lawton. Won by Toronto. Picked up by Lorentz. He got checked, though, by Destu, and Kucherov steals. Behind the net, Darren Radish. Darren Radish walks it up the middle. Left side feed Destu to the red line. Dumps it in. For now, Johansson stays put. McCabe had it lost to Kucherov. Now the net is empty, but Lawton a steal. Scott Lawton gets checked, but bangs it down the ice. Is this an icing? Yes. I wasn't sure if a Lightning player deflected it along the way. So the Lightning get the offensive zone faceoff. I mentioned how good Toronto is, though, on faceoffs overall. See who they're going to have out there to take this one. I think it's going to be Lawton. The draw is going to be to the right of Hildeby. 2:09 remaining. Net empty for the Lightning. 1-0 Leafs. Lightning looking to avoid their 4th straight regulation loss. Lawton and Cirelli. Cirelli wins it. Destu, center point Radish. Back for Destu, left circle. Destu holds on to it. A drop pass for Radish. Got knocked out of the zone by Yarncroke. Smart play by Yarncroke. Radish back in his own end. Hits Kucherov. 1:55 left. Kucherov, a cross-ice feed. Blocked by Steven Lorentz. Feeds on the left side. Yarncroke looks toward the open net. He got checked and he knocked it wide left. Lightning very sloppy with their puck play. So far in the 6-on-5, they dodged a bullet right there. Kucherov walks it up the left side to center. Kucherov to the red line. Across the blue line, he'll skate left circle. Kucherov put it in front for point. Lost the handle. Lawton a steal and a clear toward the open net. It's going to miss. It'll be an icing. Well, Lightning, very fortunate. Very, very fortunate. The Leafs have not scored an empty netter. I mean, that first one for Yarncroke, he held on to it maybe a little bit too long. He could have shot from the offensive blue line. 1:28 left, still time on the clock for the Lightning. John Cooper may be calling timeout here. Yes. Look, Dennis Hildeby has been very, very good tonight. I thought he was tested the most in the first period. He made some saves where there were some legit, tremendous chances for the Lightning. I remember he made one save, and Stewie didn't even see the puck. It hit him in the glove. But since then, it's been harder for the Lightning to really generate those prime chances, and that's a credit to how the Leafs have defended. But again, the Leafs have the lead. The Lightning have been, it's like you're swimming upstream constantly in these games. Granted, the Islander game on Saturday was 0-0 into the final 10 minutes of the third. But so many of the games, the Lightning have been looking up at a deficit. It's hard to play that way. All right, timeout is up. The Lightning have out there Hedman replacing Destu with Radish, Gensel, Cirelli, Point, Kucherov. Lawton and Cirelli to the right of Hildeby. 50-50, it's controlled by the Lightning. Point lost it to Nylander, and following up and clearing it is Stetcher. Is this going to cross the end line? Yes, it does. It was not going in the open net, but there was a chance it wouldn't cross the end line. So the Lightning are sending out Nick Paul to try and win this face-off. 1:17 left. Of course, the Leafs have not been able to get a change as cleanly as maybe they would have liked, because they've had a couple of icings, but the Lightning did call a timeout. So Lawton and Paul to the right of Hildeby. 50-50, won by the Leafs. Stetcher in the far corner falls down. Braden Point a steal. Point lost his stick somehow. Lawton bumps it around the near boards. It's out of the zone. 1:07 left. Darren Radish winds up in the Lightning end, left wing for Hedman. Victor Hedman up the middle. Spins for Kucherov at the red line. He'll crank it in. Puck to Hagel off the Karam left corner. Zips it back to the right point Kucherov, right point Radish. Shoots off the goalpost. Rebound is loose. Where is it? It's underneath Hildeby. Horrible luck again for the Lightning. Hit the post, hit Hildeby, stayed out. Well, Radish shot the puck, though. It almost went in. Final minute presented by Crowd Automotive, the better way to buy for 50 years. So unbelievably close that one was. Off the post, off Hildeby's back skate, and then he sensed it and flopped into the blue paint, and the puck was underneath him. Now, this face-off to the left of Hildeby, 50.3 seconds remaining. Lightning have Point, Kucherov, Gensel, Hagel, Radish, and Hedman. Tavares and Point on the draw. Puck not drop. Point is tossed, not Tavares. So Gensel will come in on his weak side against Tavares. Lightning lose this draw. They have to swarm to the puck area. It is one for McCabe. He'll lift it down the ice, but this is going to be another icing. The Leafs are content to take the icings because they're so good on faceoffs. Each time they ice the puck, a little bit more time off the clock. 43.8 seconds. Lightning can pick the circle, and they'll go to the other side. Who's going to take the draw? Cirelli back out there. Right of Hildeby, Cirelli and Tavares. 50-50. It's going to come to Gensel for point by net. Braden Point, a pass deflects. Gordon Hedman, can he get to it? Matthews a block. Tavares helps out in the far corner. 32 seconds left. The puck bounces to Radish left point. Radish a pass blocked by Tavares. He'll chip it out. It slides toward the open net. I don't think it's going to go in. Hedman has to one-arm it to the near side boards. And Matthews chops it behind the net. 18 seconds left. Lightning have to hurry here. Radish winds up. Darren Radish looks up ice. Radish, right wing point, deflects it in. 10 to go. Hildeby behind the Leafs net. Cranks it around the near boards. Is it out? It gets blocked along the near boards by Point. Kucherov couldn't get it. Slides down the ice and right into the open net. I don't even know who played that. It might have been Matthews. With 0.6 seconds left, it's going to count. And the Lightning are going to lose their fourth in a row in regulation. They hadn't been shut out all year, and they've been shut out now 2 games in a row. Yeah, Matthews is going to get the goal. Toronto defended well after the first period, after they got the lead, actually. They were not great defensively in the first 15 minutes. Their goalie bailed them out. And kind of wash, rinse, repeat for the Lightning. They do a lot well. They do enough to get a point, and they're going to come away with none. Goal in 19:59 of the third. 12th goal of the year for Matthews. I mean, I think the best thing for the Lightning now, they have to get a lead in a game and start playing with a little more swagger. Finley wins the faceoff, and that'll do it. The Leafs gained 2 points on the Lightning. This one not quite as frustrating as the other losses in that there was no referee or situation room intervening. But let's be honest, the Leafs got the game-winning goal on a lucky break, and the Lightning didn't get a lucky break when they hit the post on the 6-on-5 and the puck stayed out. So that's the way it's going right now for Tampa Bay. Lightning lose to the Leafs 2-0. Lightning have now lost their last 5 games to the Leafs over the last 2 seasons. This one a little different than the ones last year. Low-scoring game, excellent goaltending. The Leafs take it by a final of 2-0. Back with my final segment next on Lightning Radio.
Keep your kids' hockey skills sharp over the holiday season. Our annual holiday camp at the TGH Iceplex returns December 29th through New Year's Eve. This camp is intended for kids of all skill levels between the ages of 5 and 15 years old. Campers get 2 on-ice and 1 off-ice session each day, plus a holiday-themed jersey. Space is limited, so register today. Visit lightninghockeydevelopment.com/icecamps to sign up today.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never-give-up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL Shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLShop.com. Fanatics experience.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on